Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Star Wars Vagabonds. I know it's Saturday morning. I know it's the day after Valentine's Day, but I guess we can blow some stuff up, right? Welcome. I am Commander Pulsar. I am Jay. My pronouns are he and him. The pronouns are all the NPCs, may vary. And I've got a crew of scoundrels here to go to Bespin and get in trouble. We are on Roll for Change, and this game is kind of brought to you. We're taking donations for the ACLU. We're up over $100 out of our goal for the quarter of 500. If you have the wherewithal and the desire to do so, feel free, please donate. It's great stuff there. And I guess I will go around and let everybody introduce themselves and all that good stuff. I guess we'll start in our top left corner with Talavale, our wonderful tech person Danielle. Danielle, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I'm at Rakentora on Twitter. I use she/her pronouns, and so does my character Talavale. And Tala is an ex-Imperial science officer, now turned smuggling starship mechanic engineer. Definitely doesn't carry any secrets of the Empire around with her. What would give you that
idea? And then going across, we'll go to Wraith, RC 1549, also known as Adam.
Yes, I'm Adam. I am playing Wraith. My pronouns and Wraith's pronouns are he and him. Wraith is a former commando clone who is now a mercenary and may or may not be one of the faces of the Resistance. Who knows? We'll see where that goes.
Fair enough. And top row, Turk for the block.
Yep. Hey everyone, I'm Jake Friday. You can find me on Twitter at Jake Friday. I use he, him pronouns, same as my character. Turk Bango, the gunslinger, smuggler, gambling addict, and I think he's best at just being a distraction. I think that's his best attribute.
Fantastic. Coming down below Turk, Ari Schiff. Zuri.
Hello. I am Zuri, also known as Spooky. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Spookerific. I play Ari Schiff, the disgraced debutante. Her parents are Empire profiteers and sympathizers, so there's a little bit of rebellion going on there. And my pronouns are they, him. Ari's pronouns are she, hers.
Fantastic.
Yay.
Hal?
Hi, I'm Zach. I play Hal. You can find me at Sir Gorals on Twitter. Both myself and Hal use he, him pronouns. Hal is kind of apprenticing as a tech under Talavale, and used to be apprenticing under a Jedi Master to be a Jedi, and maybe needs some guidance on what to do with all of that.
We've lost the Jedi manual. It's unfortunate. And last but certainly not least, our medical droid and all-around happiest assassin bot in the universe, Hickson.
Hey everybody, I'm Taryn, pronouns he, him, and I play the relentlessly chipper and all-around fun guy, Hickson, aka HK-60SN, who is or was an assassin bot turned medical droid and is just here to take care of any and every need that you have.
Nice.
And is best at keeping the mood light.
Yes, there you go. Yes. That seems to be a sucking chest wound. How can I help with that? Fair enough. Cool.
Have you tried not?
Yeah, have you tried not getting shot? 4 out of 5 doctors recommend.
The 5th one shot you.
Probably. Yo, I see you've met Dr. Afra. Fair enough. Okay, so well, last time, which is 2 weeks ago, so I'm going to kind of recap a little bit for everybody. Last time we were in the VC system, which is dumb because there's nothing in the VC system except gas giants and asteroids. Well, almost nothing except for the giant Imperial base being built to probably build or repair or refit Star Destroyers in a otherwise peaceful sector. This is kind of aggressive on their part. But in order to avoid patrols and to make sure that they got out with information and no one knew they had it, they jumped out of there to the Uton system, which is a basic classic world that is notable for having a lot of debris from a battle during the Clone Wars. So there's a lot of scavenging and scrounging and things like that going on. And so when they went down to the planet Uton, if I remember right, Wraith and Airy got in contact with the rebellion. Tala and Hal got parts. Turk got a bath. And Hickson got a job. And there was a little bit of shenanigans with that. Tala and Hal getting parts and involved of almost crushing Tala under the heavy weight of responsibility and also a starfighter.
That was awesome.
That was not my fault.
No, that was mostly my fault.
But it's not my fault is also a great close to being Jedi aspect. Yeah, the job that Hickson got for the group was with a local gang boss to go rescue the cargo from a bounty hunter that almost made it all the way down to the planet. A poor, unfortunate Ithorian. And they took that cargo away from him and discovered that the cargo was actually a human entrapped in carbonite. They recognized him as an operative in Dilla the Hutt's organization and I think right now he's just propped up against a wall somewhere on the Vagabond while everybody figures out what to do with him.
We can always prop him up on sawhorses and use him as a table.
There you go. Let's play hollow chess. There's somebody that has done their house up in Star Wars, and they have a Han Solo and carbonite coffee table. I have seen that on the internet.
That is awesome.
Weren't Wraith and Turk teaching Hal how to play beer pong on the back of him?
I believe that was the case. He had been laid flat
write beer pong down
and used as a. I'm sure there's a better Star Warsy word for that than beer pong. Probably
beer pong in space.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Space beer pong, at least. Come on. But I mean, we have sabacc instead of poker. This has got to be.
I can't make sense of any of my notes. I'm bad at this.
So they look a lot like my GM notes. Then that's great.
Yep, I've seen your handwriting.
Fair enough. It's just a sexy goblin. That's fine. But yeah, and I believe rather than actually, I don't think they landed to complete the job. They took the money from the Ithorian and decided to skedaddle to Bespin because, if I remember right, the conversation with between Ari and Senator Bail Organa got them a contact that they were going to be contacted there to kind of repair, refit, and maybe modify the Vagabond a little bit to improve its sensor package, to be able to mask its ID so that Imperial patrols don't immediately hey, look, a rebel ship. Why do you say that? Because it's broadcasting some signal that says, hi, we're rebels. But anyway, with that, I guess we kind of dive in a little bit. Dive in literally. That the opening, this kind of would be the opening scrawl, though the opening scrawl would probably be a little more concise than I've been. And then the camera kind of pitches down and swoops down over the top of the Vagabond, just kind of giving the impression of how fast the Vagabond is moving. And ahead of them is a huge storm. big dark clouds swirling around the eye of what is probably a gigantic hurricane. I mean, and Vagabond, of course, flying well over it, out of the range of lightning and most of the storm effects. And even the camera kind of cuts to an overhead where you kind of see the tiny Vagabond just slowly going across this giant eye. And we can see down, it's like crossing the mouth of a very big well, and you kind of look down into it, and it's clouds all the way down, like storm and lightning kind of crossing there. And then we kind of, as the ship kind of just slowly crosses that, we kind of cut with that motion to inside the cabin or the cockpit of the ship, kind of looking out past Ari's head. Turk's probably in the co-pilot seat, whoever else is in the cockpit, and a head just kind of rising out of the clouds, kind of as the curvature of the planet or as the ship moves. You kind of see this little spindle of a city just suspended in the atmosphere, bright clouds around it, sun shining, and there are a couple of other kind of facilities floating nearby. There's a big Tabana fueling station with a couple of Imperial Customs corvettes fueling up, one just kind of patrolling overhead, high above. The ship kind of swoops in, and we cut to the landing platform. Much like the movie, is going to just a platform outside, just clouds behind, nothing but open sky behind it. And as you're coming down, and I guess sort of landing deep, the on ramp kind of, does the ramp go down as you land, or do you kind of set in and all that other good stuff? There is one figure on the gantry there, basically waiting for you to land.
Who's piloting? Is it me?
Almost
my ship.
I had assumed. If it's somebody else, let me know.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Which approach would that be, just for ship flying, for future reference?
Well, how do you? In what way do you normally fly? Are you flashy? Are you careful? Are you?
Probably flashy.
Fair enough. Then it's probably very swoopy. It's one of those.
But like, I think in all Star Wars, right, we don't actually see the ship land. We never see, it's flying in, and then the gangplank comes down, because it's a lot harder to shoot landing ships.
I mean, we see that. We do see it in things like Rebels, where they can animate it and stuff like that. So
Mandalorian.
That's becoming more of a thing.
Okay. So picture this: the ship flying in. It's all in actual shot. It turns into an animated shot just for the landing,
and then
yes,
goes back to a regular shot.
Excellent.
That's just one of those. It's clearly CGI'd. Yeah. A little. They just didn't quite get all of the black outline out from around it. Yeah. But yeah. Well, basically, as you're putting the ramp down, there is an Ugnaught male who is just ready to literally come on board, assuming you let him.
Who dis?
I think I would meet him outside.
Okay. He's at the meet him. Are you gonna kind of meet him on the ramp?
Yeah, I'll be walking down the ramp towards him.
Okay, fair enough. And he basically kind of meet almost, I'd say, the bottom third of the ramp. His legs are shorter than yours, and his greetings. I am Finnick Mal. I understand that you are friends of Bail Organa's.
Ah, you're one of them.
We should go.
Go?
Yes. I have a place for you to put your ship safely.
All right. And then I'll just calm. Ari, apparently we're not staying.
Oh. I'll turn the car back on then. I'll let it idle. What was his name? Finnick what?
Finnick Mal. Thinek. I'll put it in chat so you don't have to test the spelling of everyone.
Because, accurate notes and all.
And we're just trusting this person?
He comes recommended by Bail Organa, so I...
Did we get that name?
Yep, he just said, I'm a friend of Bail Organa's. So.
And Bail gave us his name.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. Are we just taking his word for it?
Might as
don't have
well.
to.
It's Star Wars.
I mean,
You don't
yeah.
have to. I have options either way. So
All right.
I was assumed that someone stranger is not going to walk on my ship is like, you know, Bail Organa, the senator from Alderaan. Like, okay, why would anyone like just walk onto the ship saying Bail Organa?
Weirder things have happened.
Mm.
you know Bail Organa. If they say yes, we take them to detention.
Yeah.
And they're just
Well, isn't
asking
he-
every
he's a
ship.
senator. He's a senator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bill
So it's
Organa,
just
yes.
like mentioning a famous person. Whatever. It's fine.
You know Tom Cruise? Me
Yeah,
too.
like-
Love him.
But that's what I'm saying. Why are we like? Anyways, go ahead. It's kind of my
Fair
point.
enough.
Well, we were sent here by Bail, so like someone coming on saying, "I know Bail," is like that.
Right.
In Wraith's mind, that means he's the contact.
So
Just thought I'd
okay.
ask.
Ari,
And I
do-
mean, if we have problems with them, we can always space them and be done with it.
okay, Ari, I do need you to make me a sneaky flying roll.
Okie dokie.
Because there are cloud cars just kind of buzzing around and patrolling and things like that. So not kind of, yeah, basically shortly after that, whoever's not in the, if it goes in engineering and the ship's not that big, okay. There's an Ugnaught that kind of comes through the ship, coveralls, kind of utility belt. He's got a holster with a blaster and a cross straw at the front of it. And yeah, and Turk, yeah, into the cockpit comes Wraith and this Ugnaught guy, and he kind of gives you directions. Nowhere near the upper platform, more kind of mid to bottom half of the tower. And it's barely a docking bay. It looks like something where it's there's not a floor to it.
Mhm.
He just gonna have you back the ship in, and you kind of feel clamps holding the ship in place, and then the force field goes over the front of the force field over the front of this docking bay goes opaque. And it's just there. Now we can begin. Hi, Finnick Mal.
Ari Schiff.
My crew and I will help you with your. I understand that there are some improvements we can make.
Definitely.
You have, for the most part, free reign. I have some options for you depending on what you'd like. I know that Bale has requested that we put in a rotating IFF transponder skimmer. So we will be installing that. That will take some time.
Okay.
But I have parts and equipment to improve your hyperdrive. We could upgrade your shields, your guns.
Upgrading shields would be fantastic. Any kind of upgrades is just going to be a benefit.
Okay. So mechanically, what this is going to look like is upgrade. Right now, the Vagabond has a stock 2.0 hyperdrive.
Mm-hmm.
So stock multiplier of 2, which is it's great for a YT 1300, not great for like space combat. The Falcons is upgraded to 0.5. And an upgrade will take it to a 1.0 hyperdrive. They can probably improve it after that to a 0.75. And each upgrade is going to be an invoke for me on an aspect called We Owe the Rebellion.
Okay.
And better shields kind of working the same way. Right now, the Vagabond has a standard shield generator, which is good for an invoke. 2 if the shields are angled in that quadrant. But you could upgrade the shield, and basically that can be upgraded more. Each additional invoke on shields is another invoke on We Owe the Rebellion.
Okay.
And other than that, right now, the guns on the ship, you have 2 turrets that have turbo lasers they can upgrade it. They have the equipment to install guns up to quad turbo lasers, and you even have another turret position at the top is ventral or dorsal. I don't remember. Ventral. Okay, you have a ventral turret that could take guns as well if you wanted to do that. Yeah, I'm going to get it wrong. Somebody who knows fish can tell me otherwise. I know directions on ships, but not necessarily submarines. Because anyway. But yeah, this is basically he kind of has a pad and kind of lists the things. Now these are things we have the ability to do. And if you ask about other stuff, is like maybe I will.
What was the thing with the where is it? The cloaking thing.
The IFF transponder skimmer. Do you want an explanation from him what that does?
What does it do?
Well, in practical game terms, it does basically what the ghosts thing does, but he goes, of course, as an engineer, he goes into way too much detail. Basically, when you enter a system, it reads and copies codes from nearby commercial shipping, and rotates through them and uses them randomly.
Tala will translate.
That sounds.
Yeah, basically, yeah. There's even more technical detail, but you kind of get it filtered through Tala. It's like, it's like if you're fishing for ID codes from every other ship that you go by.
Sound useful, Tala?
Can't hurt. I mean, and she points back at the ship. Hal and I did successfully build some kind of cloaking device that would be useful, at least in the interim. But
so good, yeah.
Oh well, if you've already built one, then we probably don't need to buy one.
Did you mention that to him? He starts asking you questions about it.
I would
very rapid basis. He starts.
Yeah, Tala sort of like deflects as many of the questions as she can. Like, no, not right now. Like, we can talk about this later.
Okay.
But to be clear, a cloaking device is different than an IFF thing. A cloaking device is a limited generator power of no sight of our ship.
Correct.
Right.
No detection. Yeah. The IFF thing is just a passive thing that is always happening.
That is
right?
what I was going to say. Yes.
Yeah.
Have a.
The transponder is a
cost.
good thing. It's basically
It
does filter. It doesn't like get IFF codes from Imperial ships.
Right.
So that, hey, who is that? It says it's a Imperial Star Destroyer named the Vortigern, but the Vortigern's actually small. It's that's not a Star Destroyer, So it's going to be like legit. Oh, it's a freighter. Okay.
It wouldn't hurt as an extra backup measure.
Okay, if you think so.
Basically, you will wind up in every system pretending to be every ship except the Vagabond, pretty much.
Yep, that's going to be very helpful. So that's
the senator thought so as well.
That's 3 owed to the rebellion.
Well, that's no. The transponder that's a gimme.
Okay.
But because Bale wants you to have that, they're going to install that. That's why you're here. Everything else is an upgrade. Okay. You're kind of on his tab, and he's handed you the credit card, but I would. Yeah, here's the credit card. Don't worry about it, but I would like you to pay me back eventually.
Yeah, and the more you put on it, the more you owe, that sort of situation.
Don't buy the lobster.
Yeah.
Well, you can buy the lobster if you want, but
you'll be working in the kitchens.
or just paying it off over many months. It's fine. I kind of felt the We Owe the Rebellion wouldn't necessarily hurt everybody's feelings too much. So,
no, that's
anyway.
a good one.
I am terribly offended.
I have no feelings whatsoever. I can simulate any emotion you would like, but
perfect.
So now, while they're upgrading the ship, I'm assuming we are allowed.
They'll get started. It's like, you may want to know some things about the station. However, there is a new administrator here. His name is Paul Lialaya. He is one of the heads of the Black Sun Syndicate. And
he a Bothan?
He is a Bothan,
Okay.
so you know them.
Well, I recognize part of the last name.
You may know his daughter. At any rate, yeah, he is the new administrator here, and I don't think he knows you were coming, and hopefully, your landing at the upper decks will make it into the registry. I tried to disguise as much as possible, but hopefully he'll look for you there first, and if we were successful, you'll remain hidden.
Oh, good.
Question.
Sure.
Do I know this Black Sun person from my childhood on Nar Shaddaa,
Probably. I mean, they've been involved with the syndicate. Yes, he has been a boss, and the boss. This family are very aggressively, as Bothans are, ambitious, and they don't really necessarily disguise it, but they also don't consider it ambition. They just consider it it's part of their culture to be a little bit political and kind of cutthroat, and
but they were like higher up, because Turk was just like in the lower,
sure,
teenage screwing around.
Oh yeah. There's a difference between being a lookout for some guy selling drugs for a drug lord and being
drug lord.
And
What's
being
the
New Jack
first...
City.
Go ahead. I was going to ask, what was the first name of the Bothan? I only got the last name.
Pol. P-O-L. And his daughter, I'm putting that in chat as well, is Kai.
Yes. That was who had the hit on Tonk Bangala, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, but I believe we were also agreed to meet a contact of Orso, either Orso Dim himself or his one of his dudes, to give over Trust Kalos, because that's who we absconded with from.
Yep.
Okay.
Absconded. I like that word.
Yes, we're
getting paid for 3 different jobs, that one of which we didn't actually do, and one of which we stole, and yeah,
everything's fine.
Well, I mean, again, you guys are scoundrels. That's kind of I was hoping that kind of thing would happen. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the other thing I'm going to do here is you have a couple invokes on an aspect called hidden. And that is basically a consumable aspect that I'm going to ticket for each day that you're here, 2 shifts.
Okay.
But you can do things to create free invokes on hidden. That is up to you guys. You can distract, you can hack into the computers and maybe try and confuse them where the Vagabond has landed. There's also, you can make them think that the Vagabond has landed in Sibanopolis. There's all kinds of get into shenanigans, and that can be the goal for whatever little job you want to do. And kind of and to use Blade's terminology, that our goal here is to put more aspects on hidden, so that the administrator of the entire complex doesn't find where you've parked your ship before they finish working on it.
Why are the Black Sun mad at us?
Mad is not really the right word. I just maybe interested in.
Okay.
I mean, you guys do work for a rival crime syndicate. So,
is there anything I could share about the Black Sun with everyone?
That is entirely up to you. I mean, you can certainly tell them how they work. Yeah, I mean that your experience with the Bothans is that they're not going to be. It's not going to be like the Empire is. They're not going to be sending like troops through every level of the station looking. It's more of informants everywhere kind of thing. Watch your back. You're going to be followed. They're going to try and that kind of thing. They're very subtle. They're all about informing on it. They have a huge network of informants, and try and do like, okay, we'll find them first, and then the violence happens in a surgical strike kind of thing, as opposed to the Empire, who will just park a Star Destroyer on you and send enough stormtroopers down to blanket the area, or even the Hutts will just grab people and kind of Batman them, like, where are they, and just, or say it in Wookiee, but
yeah, I mean,
yeah, they're very, it's kind of a spy versus spy sort of fun thing there. So
good thing I'm so sneaky.
There's things you can do, but the right now hidden. That's jukebox. I don't need the jukebox. I need this. There it is. Put an aspect. Really? Okay. I'll put that on the board. I should have had this. I knew this earlier. I should have put it up there. But anyway.
I feel like it's very important to tell you all that Cantina Band just came up on my Spotify playlist I've been listening to.
Nice. Perfect.
I'm just sitting here just like
rocking out.
I put it on repeat, so I'm just going to listen to it for a while.
I feel like that's the song that Hickson just plays in his head all the time.
Yeah, that's how he's so happy. Yeah, for sure.
But it's just constant. So after the 1,000th time, that's why it's
It's actually broken and no one knows, and that's why Hickson is the way he is.
Yeah, Hickson can't think of anything else. It's just that over and over.
I understand. Yeah, some in the operating system has thoughts of violence. Play Cantina Band.
If then
it's just constant.
Yeah.
God. very, very Clockwork Orange. I'm like, you're not allowed to turn off your audio receptors. Just override. No.
Hickson, what you thinking about?
Nothing.
Literally nothing at all. Yes.
We have fun here in Star Wars.
Yes, this is the most serious Star Wars game ever.
Inventing new canon.
Anyway, okay. So yeah, basically, as soon as you give the okay, he nods, just kind of offers you the pad just to look at it. You don't have to sign anything. That way, there's no record, but just kind of let you approve of the work they're about to do, and he kind of heads towards the airlock off, which for anybody that's not in the cockpit, and there's a so yeah, you are basically docked to the side of this, docked in this little area of the station.
Okay.
So yeah.
Do I feel comfortable leaving my ship in their care, or do I want to stick around?
I mean, that's entirely up to you. I mean, there are some, if you want to kind of insight check this not to make sure
that's
that
kind
he's
of
on
what
the
I
up
want
and
to
up.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead. I guess that would be probably a roll against, maybe a roll against careful. I don't know. What do you? Well, maybe I'll buy clever. If you're kind of like trying to read micro expressions on an Ugnaught, that's probably tricky. But
so that's 5.
Okay, it's tricky, but it's not that tricky. Yeah, he seems. He's got some nerves, but it doesn't seem to be directed at you. It's more of
might be the Imperial presence.
More of, well, can we pull this off? Yeah, he's kind of got no, this is work we can do. It depends on how much you wind up asking for. What are you going to get improved on the ship? Like,
well, I figured we could get the 1.0 hyperdrive, the shields, and the IFF.
You want a +1 on those shields? I mean, you can have as many. Honestly, you could probably get those shields up to, I don't know, 2 or 3 if you wanted. It just depends on how much time you want to spend.
Well, I don't want to spend forever here because, I mean, we've got cargo.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah, basically each upgrade is going to take 5 shifts. So 2.5 days, essentially. And he's got 2 crews. So I guess the other question for you is, right now his plan is to do 1 shift of work a day.
Okay.
Just to keep it under wraps. You can push that if you want.
No, I think that's all right.
And there's the other thing. The guns, we can install them, but we can't just get them. The Black Sun does keep they keep a close eye on their ordnance, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get me the guns, I can certainly install them.
See, that sounds like fun to me.
What do you think, guys? Is that feasible? You think we can do that?
I wonder,
Sneakily?
might I pull some strings with Black Sun and try to get them to sell them to us? Do we have enough money for something like that?
I mean, sure. And
Didn't
I guess
we just get like a bunch of money?
Yeah.
I believe we did.
Well, there you go.
Sure.
Well, yeah, which is faster. We can, yeah.
Building a quad laser, quad turbo laser from scratch, or stealing quad turbo lasers that are.
Stealing would probably go better.
On the other hand, you also know quite a bit about quad turbo lasers. As if that's part of the plan to steal them, then we're here for an inspection, or I understand that some of these quad turbo lasers are broken and need to be repaired.
Okay.
What about my associate inspecting what I want to buy, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. So fair enough.
Have you guys kind of waiting in case it goes south, or just ready to spring? Or what do you guys want to do?
What? Going south? Nah, never.
What is the destination of going south? We're in the air right now.
It's a fine point. So it's just a figure of speech. It means going bad.
Spoiler.
Where do you give speech figures?
Like,
I'm kidding. Sorry.
Oh, that's a good one. My blood pressure.
Is it working?
Yeah, we've been working on Hickson's humor protocols.
Yeah,
I'm not used to it yet.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing too is that if you wanted to, the Ugnaughts probably have parts to make that cloaking device less of a one-time thing that's liable to burn out, and more of a, we can use this a few times and then the batteries will need to be replaced instead of the whole thing going up in fire.
I would like to avoid fire on my ship.
Well, yeah, it would be a fire from a Star Wars standpoint, and that spark, and then cut away and cut back, and there's smoke, and yeah, the ship doesn't very rarely catches fire, but
well, that's good.
Enough to, but that's kind of how, yeah, it's a Star Wars thing, and that the fire is clearly an indicator that this thing is borked and not going to work again. But yeah, you don't have to worry about your house catching fire, I don't think.
Okay.
That would be mean. I'm going to take your ship away unless it's really dramatically cool, and you'll still get a chance to steal it back, not a burnout husk of it. Anyway, this is a signature thing for you. So, yeah. If as we disembark, I guess, and the Elsa, we actually, there's some quarters nearby. There are workers' quarters. And as far as anyone knows on record, you're Ugnaughts visiting from another tower. No one comes down here to check.
Okay.
But it's more of a, I will give you quarters. I have spoken. And he's going to go towards the airlock, cycles, and you're kind of left to your own devices here. What do you want to do?
Folks, any
You have
suggestions?
seen you've seen 0% of Cloud City, unfortunately. But
Yep.
Well, we're supposed to turn in this guy, right? And Hal points to the
coffee table.
Yeah.
We've got like snacks laid out on it. Got a charcuterie board.
Yeah, we clearly need a table though to replace it if we're gonna do
that. Maybe we could request a table.
It's hard to find a good craft service table.
Yes.
Especially one that follows you around. This is fantastic.
Wow.
We were going to give this guy back to Dulla, but he's just too useful.
We're terrible.
That's when you create an enemy when he eventually gets unfrozen for some reason. And we find out we've been using him as a table.
I was a table for 30 years.
We just need to capture some random person and throw him in carbonite and have a table. It's fine.
Oh man!
Did you make your pose interesting so that when we're eating our snacks, we don't have to look at you?
Put your hand like this, so like it's a cup holder.
Yeah. We need to find the worst person.
We're the worst persons.
That's why we need to find the worst, like a worse person, man. Just because it's no guilt that way.
Oh my god.
Oh, you already have. You just
this is so bad.
We'll use the Inquisitor. We can get her in carbonite.
All of our furniture in our ship is just going to be carbonite.
Frozen.
So like our beds,
frozen Imperials,
chairs.
Just people like
people are going to walk into our ship and be like, no.
Nope.
This is dark. This is way too dark for Star Wars.
Just
gonna call from Lucas like, hey, could you guys lighten up?
We're part of the rebellion.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's all Guerrero. Who?
Yeah. Good guys.
Morally gray.
You guys are great.
But no, really, we're supposed to take this guy back.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. I think if I remember right, you guys. I think Orso Dem was originally expecting you guys to come back to Sestota, but you chose not to do that. So you'll probably have to contact him.
No, I thought we said we couldn't go to Sestota.
Right. Okay.
Like, turns out I'm going to be in Bespin.
That's right. Okay. Yes, he is going to be there.
Collided.
Fair enough. Good. I thought I had met him. Mm-hmm. Or at least, There's nothing wrong with taking a couple of a scene or two to kind of get the feel of the city as well. I mean, it's Cloud City. I mean, luxury hotels and casinos and just parks and
no.
So many bathtubs in Cloud City.
I mean, Cloud City Casino is one of the most famous casinos in the galaxy. So
we should probably figure out the lay of the land before or station. Sorry, I was not in character. But
what does that mean?
Do they have a map kiosk like they have at the mall?
Probably all over. Probably all over the place, and they're probably
here.
They're freely available for data pads and stuff like that. I mean, there's essentially a kind of Cloud City GPS kind of thing.
Can Hickson just download one into himself?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, if you interface with the ship and then with the computers of Cloud City, you can probably download the Cloud City app, brought to you by the Cloud City Tourist Board.
No, now I'm going to get ads.
No.
Hickson's just talking.
Your ocular sensors.
There's please check out the Galaxy famous Cloud City Casino.
Hickson,
Open
you
now
did it again.
and
Yeah.
forever.
What's wrong, Hickson? Twi'leks everywhere. I can't.
Yeah.
The Cantina Band and Dancing Twi'leks, and yeah, you're gonna have to run some antivirus on Hickson afterwards. And that'll be risky because there's a lovely aspect that might trip up. So
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But no, yes, you can interface. I will say again, yes, because it is an app, a program from Cloud City. It does heavily lean towards here's where the casinos and the hotels and the shopping malls are. So the information on the far upper decks is a lot more informative and complete. Honestly, about the 150 decks, including where you are, is pretty much just labeled manufacturing and infrastructure. And you can get maps of hallways, but nothing's really labeled.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Fire exit here.
yeah, stuff like for safety, basically.
Mhm.
So this is where all the shady stuff is.
And not necessarily shady, but it's the Tabana mining and processing and factory work and things like that. It's kind of the section of the city where there are people. There are a lot of again mostly Ugnaughts. This is where a lot of them have congregated. The original administrator of Cloud City contracted with them to, once they helped build it, they were freed from their imperial slave contracts. So that brought a lot of Ugnaughts to this area, and a lot of why a lot of them stay.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, do we need to arrange a meeting with Orso to turn him in, or
I assume that Orso will contact us when he's here.
okay?
Because he was headed to Bespin, and I think we beat him here.
May have
So
gotten
we've
here
got-
early.
Guns to go get then, and
Yep. And you can, and when you get off the ship, basically there's a couple hallways around, and there's just the kind of on the Death Star big window that looks out over that kind of docking bay. You came in that thing. You can kind of see the Vagabond. They're just like the big red docking clamps, and you can see the thing. And there's already crews kind of. It's like going to Jiffy Lube. They're underneath and kind of starting to work on stuff. And yeah, there are gantries and stuff above. So there's a crew of about probably 4 or 5 Ugnaughts that are already
Nice.
getting on the ship too. There basically a couple are up and around where the dish is.
Mhm.
It's probably where they're working on the transponder.
Cool.
But yeah, so they've already gotten, basically as soon as Maul walked off the ship, it's kind of one of those.
They jumped on it. Yeah.
It's one of those. As soon as we know exactly what we're doing, we have parts ready to go and things like that.
The height of efficiency.
Well, they also know they're on the clock, because this is
Yeah.
not what they're supposed to be doing. Let's see what else. And
do we want to go look at guns then?
Well, Jake suggests, because in about 10 minutes I'm going to be taking a few minutes, as I mentioned earlier to you guys. So what if we do the Orso thing first, or if we can do the guns in 9 minutes or something? Let's do that.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, if we Orso did basically, shortly after arrival. I guess when you access the computer grid for Cloud City, there's probably the equivalent of a space email or whatever, from a message from them. This is arrived. Contact me when you arrive, kind of thing, and a comm code for the city.
And I'll hit the comm on the armor and link into Orso.
All right. There's a little bit of the okay. Are you gonna pick up? Fine. You get the hologram of kind of clone to clone. Wraith,
Orso,
do you have the card?
we do. Where would you like to meet?
Well, I mean, I am in kind of names off a hotel that is probably not far from the casino. He lives well, so yeah, he is basically in kind of an executive suite in one of the nicer hotels at the top of the tower.
Fancy.
I am here. I'm also very well observed, if that makes sense.
It does. Where's your ship?
And yeah, it's docking 292. It's a platform, and there's probably there's a cantina not far from there. Maybe we can get a. Well, yeah, you'll want to put it on board.
You're well observed. I'm not. I'll put it on board. You'll have a present waiting for you. We can meet after.
Fantastic. Maybe not just. Maybe put it in a. Maybe wrap it for me, if you don't mind. Perfect. Good deal.
Good doing business with you as always, Orso. It's always nice to have a trusted, friendly face.
Nice. Yes, you as well. Dim out. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, maybe Tala and or Hal could rig up a box that can
essentially makes it look like just a container box. That's
probably, yeah. It's the size of it is probably like 2 container boxes, and you may just kind of have to cut the side out of it and just make it look like a couple of other things and
a shell game.
Put it in at an angle, kind of thing. Yeah, basically just push that up on board the ship. But yeah, honestly, it takes maybe less than an hour to get a couple standard cargo boxes and cut them up with a cutter and all that good stuff without screwing up the repulsor lifts on them and things like that. So that's one of the things that basically there's not really a sled or anything that you put it on. They just have their own repulsors, and you maybe just attach a handle if you feel like it to push that around. So how are you?
What do you roll? A sneaky roll?
Yeah. What do you look like when you go out? Are you? What are you wearing? Are you?
This normally, you guys don't see Wraith outside of his armor just because he lives in it,
right?
But because he's being sneaky and he knows better, he goes. I assume he has poncho because, of course, he's got a poncho.
Everybody has a poncho.
Exactly, but he's probably got some kind of lower quality, what would be like leather armor, but you know, just like a black jacket kind of thing with a poncho over it.
Okay.
And then he also has a belt and suspenders because why not? No.
It's like a red shirt, these tan pants.
Yeah.
A duster. Yeah. Okay.
The duster. Yeah. And he just tries to blend in as much as a clone can.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, hat, like a bandana or anything over your face, or
yeah, I think he has a different helmet that he can put on so that it can cover his face,
or like a breathing mask or something. That's
very like not quite. I can't remember what Princess Leia. She was He was using a different alien's breathing apparatus, but something like that. Like a bounty hunter helmet that has.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Probably a bounty hunter that he killed.
I'll go with you if you let him.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 people is better than 1.
Hal, are you disguising yourself in any way? Okay.
Nah.
All right.
Just wearing the poncho.
Perfect Jedi disguise. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. And, have the boiler suit that he always kind of wears and his lightsaber in 2 pieces.
Perfect. Okay. Then, yeah. I guess give me sneaky rolls, gentlemen. Let's see how we're... Unless you want to not be sneaky and maybe draw attention away from where the ship is. That's entirely up to you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Second -4 of the day, or?
The opposite of that.
Perfect. Awesome.
Woo. That's good, because I got a 2.
I have +4 on my roll, and I actually upped my sneaky on my approaches with our significant milestone. So that's a 7.
Awesome. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Hal. There's a point at which your attention gets drawn, probably by smell of some really good smelling food. When you're on one of the lower commercial decks, you just kind of turn your head, and if it weren't for the containers, you turn back and like, wait, where did? Right. Okay, there he is. Just kind of catching up with Ray. But yeah, you guys make it no problem to get up to the ship. So yeah, I had set that is a success with style. So I am going to add a invoke onto hidden for you. So that will
Nice.
be fine. So, but
And-
yeah,
And Wraith just pushes it onto the ship like he's supposed to be there.
absolutely,
No,
and
no hesitation.
Nothing to
And-
see here. Move along.
and honestly, Hal kind of dressed as a lower decks worker with a clipboard. You know, honestly, the poncho might be a little out of place because once you kind of get going into the hallways, that everything is so climate controlled that really everybody is kind of in shirt sleeves, jumpsuit. It's once you get above like say deck 100, everything is really comfortable. The probably the first 100, the factory decks are wide open. You can kind of see into where all these mechanical processes. It's like being in a factory, and a lot of the hallways are more gantries than anything. But once you kind of get up to more living and working space, then yeah, it just kind of. But yeah, you don't stand out anything spectacular, and yeah, get on board. Wraith, you probably with your honestly with your military background and things like that, you do notice one or two people that are just very subtly kind of crowd watching and people watching, and just kind of just taking notes of everybody passing by, but they don't necessarily seem to be going anywhere. It's like the in every spy movie, it's the guy that's been checking out the sunglasses for like 30 minutes, but yeah, you make note of a couple of people that are probably agents of Black Sun on the lookout for somebody. It's kind of like, oh, I see. We'll take this forward.
I would like to keep track of those people for later.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. We'll do that. That's a thing we can do.
And then once we get the cargo container onto Dim's ship, just be like, take a selfie with it so that he knows that we're here, and then send it to him.
Hal, come here. Big grin.
Oh, train's here.
There you go. But fair enough.
The Besbin Express.
It's a shift change. The big whistle goes off. You know, all the Ugnaughts pull out their lunches and they're sitting on the beams, just kind of doing that. But cool. Get that on there. And but yeah, no events. Last chance to thaw this guy out, I guess. If you want to ask him anything, but up to you. All right. And just taking off. You guys are now in upper decks if you want to do anything.
I think we'll meet. Are we going to meet Orso afterwards, or is he?
If you want to, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I mean,
just go
probably to get credits transferred would probably be a thing.
Go into the Katina and wait, like take a table and just wait for him to come to us, because that way he's approaching us instead of the opposite.
Opportunity to get some food that isn't ship's food.
Yay.
But, the cantina proprietor is a human, and but they have a wide variety of mostly noodle type things, but from several different planets and things like that. So if you just kind of order a lunch special, they bring you like 2 bowls of.
Do they have meatballs? Because
Probably.
every society, every planet has their own version of Swedish meatballs.
Probably, yeah. This is yeah. They kind of your lunch special. It's kind of a bowl of kind of like squid ink ramen. It's like black noodles in a broth with some kind of animal meat.
I like that.
I mean, it's cooked and it's cooked meat. I mean, it could be chicken. It could be space chicken. It could be
Space chicken.
space
Cloud
pork.
chicken.
But yeah, cloud chicken. You know. I
I
mean,
have a
it is
question, Jay.
sure.
I have this map now in my head.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most touristy thing on here? The like world's or like station's biggest ball of yarn, like that sort of thing.
There are botanical gardens here. There's actually there's an aviary of exotic flying creatures. I different types of birds. That some of them are flying lizards. Some of them are, there's probably some flying mollusks from some planet or another.
Yeah, I think Hickson is going through the directory, obviously in his head, but it's like these things come very highly recommended. This aviary, you can see things that fly.
There's gardens. I mean, it's it kind of think of like those really expensive all-inclusive like Sandals resorts in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
The beaches and the pools with the swim up bars and stuff like that. There are several kind of those kind of vacation experiences that is the other basically other industry of Cloud City besides Tabana gas mining is tourism. So there's
Hickson's going through the list recommending things like, do we want to do all these things we are here? Relieving stress via activities that are of an extracurricular nature will greatly improve the crew's mental health.
I mean,
he's spa day.
I mean, they do have basically kind of a droid spa, oil baths, and the whole 9 yards.
I think Hickson would be too curious not to at some point. But
I mean, like oil bath and again, antivirus sweep and stuff like that they will kind of clean the cruft out of.
Yeah.
Basically, you can dump your buffer, as it were, and.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there's a Star Wars euphemism for you. You're welcome, everyone. But it's but that is absolutely a thing for well-to-do droids or droids of the well-to-do and when we took care of our droid while we were there, and it's one of those, they come back from I guess Real Housewives of Alderaan come back and and while we're on Cloud City, the droid went to its own spa and.
Real Housewives of Alderaan. I hate you, Jay.
Hey, they're all gonna die in a few years. So
you hate me because it's a thing.
Yeah. We're getting rid of reality TV. Now everyone's on the side of.
Well, and plus everyone much prefers the spin-off series, Real Housewives of Coruscant. So
I mean,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
We're the worst.
Right? Did you see the last episodes of Real Housewives of Alderaan? Cortava got this new hairdo, and it was just the wrong choice.
We'll murder you.
Good luck with that.
I mean, I'm sure Tarkin was much more of a fan of Sith Apprentice, and
oh, that was terrible.
Fired out of the airlock.
Hi, Adam.
Adam, come back. We love you.
He yeeted himself out the airlock somewhere.
There's just one of those openings that Luke's fall through, and he just jumps.
Throws himself down the garbage chute.
Oh, man.
I think you broke Danielle.
Yeah.
That was so
If
bad.
I broke anybody, it was Adam.
Yeah, Adam's legitimately gone.
We've lost him.
He's walked out into the frozen cold to just.
Oh man.
All those years of not sleeping finally caught up to him.
Right?
Oh man.
Anyway.
So yeah, you guys managed to do that.
Welcome back, Adam.
Okay.
Welcome back.
I think I have wireless headphones.
You heard that anyway and finally returned.
All right, I'm done. Anyway, but yeah. You get the idea. There's plenty of there's a big divide not only between the haves and have-nots, but the incredibly rich people that are visiting kind of thing. So, but yeah, that after a while into the cantina, the Orzo Dim does not. He's not in any kind of disguise. He's not wearing any kind of clone trooper armor. Really nice, basically suit. Ties aren't a thing because it's a civilized future in the past, and kind of slips into the booth and has some basically kind of nods at the cantina owner. Probably mutters some kind of order on the way to kind of slides in. Says, I understand the delivery has been made. Thank you.
Of course.
And I appreciate it. He had been. We lost track of him. He had been pursuing something on his own with the Black Sun, and I'm interested. Apparently, they didn't go well, so I'm really interested to hear what happened and why he got encased instead of just killed. But he kind of passes over some credits.
Just like take them and put it in the whatever pocket.
Yeah. Basically, it's kind of just like a little little leather case, but it's got it kind of in this. Because credit chips are smaller, you don't need a big suitcase full of bills. It could just be a little thing with credit chips. Just kind of passes that across, and perfect. I'm going to be leaving shortly because this is not really it's become a kind of a hostile environment. So be careful.
So we have decided or learned. Could we be? Is war coming between the Sun, Black Sun, and the Hutts?
I think if the Black Sun has their way, yes, I expect so, and probably soon.
But you don't want that.
Well, it's bad for business. I'd rather be focused on the. I mean, son, I'm bred for war. So if it happens, they're going to be on the wrong side of it. That's for sure. You kind of get, again, there's that little nod to Wraith, like, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody that's on the wrong side of us, because who's like us? Anyway, but
yeah.
I mean, I think Laya is going to be as subtle about it as he can. They're going to want it to be a surprise, which is why I'm very curious what our friend has to say. So watch yourselves.
You as well. Make sure you scan that body for bombs before you defrost him.
Fair.
Smart.
I would, if you can, conclude your business and be out of here as soon as possible.
That's the plan.
Perfect. Great doing business with you. And basically, right about he starts to get up and look like coffee or something arrives, and it's like, well, I guess I'll finish this, and then. And unless you say anything else, he's just going to sip and drink his coffee completely in silence until. And you're welcome to get up and take off if you want.
It's a really nice suit.
Thank you. Again, the business does well if you do well in it. And
Yeah.
And good luck to you. You could he kind of nods at the packet that Wraith's got in his pocket. You could pick up some nice clothes here if you wanted to. I could send you a recommendation.
Thanks. I mean, I'm usually tinkering with engines and stuff. It get greasy.
Well, and there are times that I have a completely different outfit as well. But
I'm sure you do.
For nice places, it's not bad to have a nice outfit. This kind of pulls out a pocket data pad and kind of pulls up something and kind of sends it towards your phone and towards your comm device, and it's a basic tailor recommendation on Cloud City.
Thank you.
Expensive tailor essentially, but
sure.
Now I'm picturing the mob tailor scene that you see in like every Goodfellas movie or whatever, where they're discussing killing people while guys taking your measurements.
Yeah.
Jay, how many credits did this guy give us?
Oh God, what did we agree to? I think it was it 15K?
Was it 4,000?
I think, yeah, okay. 4,000 sounds right.
I think it's 4,000.
Because you also got some from the authority.
Right.
Yeah, we got money from him, and then we were like, wait, this is only going to pay us this much, but this guy's going to pay us this much? Yeah, we're by.
Yep. So, yeah, I think you guys have gotten $6,000 for this delivery or something along those lines.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep track of how much we have.
Fair enough.
So we're at $6,000.
Plus whatever else you kind of had banked aside, but yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I guys spent some on parts on Uton and things like that. But yeah, fair enough. And unless there are other shenanigans to get up to this, basically half a day, this shift will pass more or less uneventfully, though that will knock one off of hidden.
If no one else has any other ideas, I was going to try and see if I could surreptitiously, essentially, not incapacitate, but watch one of those watchers long enough to get an idea of how they're operating and try to see if we could spoof their comm devices so we know where they're feeding their information to.
Yeah, that's fair.
That sounds useful.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I assume it's something that Wraith has done before to infiltrate droid facilities, and so like spoofing comms to know when to go and when not to go.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing you can do. Yeah. So are you gonna meet Tala somewhere? I mean, you and Hal are out. I guess Tala could meet you because I don't know what you guys were.
Well, I guess what I was thinking of, instead of Tala meeting me, if Tala plugs into the ships.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
And then we can essentially route, if we can like tag their comm network to essentially feed through our comm network as well, they can be like, we're going to investigate here, and then we can like move things from there or like figure out where they're. Yes.
Yep. I think Hal, you'll probably need to kind of assist to be local. You'll need probably some of the tech equipment that you carry to get local basically to tag local EM sources to find out what's being broadcast around here, and then send that to Tala to sort it, to compare where it's going and so on.
Sure.
So probably that sounds like you're being clever, and probably with trying to see whether that would be Hal. Why don't you roll clever to create advantages that Tala can tag to find the source of the signal.
Okay.
So go ahead, and you're going to be rolling at probably there we go. All right.
I'm gonna spend a fate point
Okay. I was going to say you.
to tag something.
I can do. Well, I mean, you are. Yeah, using clever. Yeah, okay.
I guess a tag Padawan in hiding. Thinking that at least the idea of this probably isn't new to Hal because he's had to hide and keep track of people who are looking for him.
Yeah, okay. I could scanning for imperial frequencies and things like that. Okay.
So I'll use that to boost the roll to a 3 instead of the 1.
I believe if you go to the fate points there, you can return 1 or spend it there. If you click on it, I think.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect. Yay. And okay, so that'll get you a good, which is what you needed. That'll create. So you have an advantage. So Tal, you've got a local frequencies that you aspect that you can tag, and your difficulty is going to be probably great just because there's a hell of a lot of traffic in Cloud City. But, yes, absolutely. But I know you've got a bunch of things that you can roll. Okay. That'll be a tie. That'll be a success at a minor cost. I mean, okay, sure. Like, yeah, probably not, because honestly, I kind of expect the Bothans to be kind of Byzantine about it. That's part of the reason why it's difficult. Yeah, they're doing some unnecessary. You're kind of looking at it going, oh, some of this crap is unnecessary. There's no reason to encrypt this twice, or stuff like that. It's just like. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. So yeah, you basically have an idea how this stuff is getting routed. There is essentially, if you compare it to Hickson's map of the place, there is a fairly large station security complex, includes a jail and things like that, and et cetera, et cetera. So, but yes, this is all being routed back to probably a communications center in the security complex kind of thing. So, but probably what that'll do is give you guys an aspect of station security protocols, so that you have a little bit of a heads up. That's something you can tap to be sneaky when doing other things. So that sounds pretty good. So we'll add that. And that's one of the, basically you can now pretty much tune into the police band, as it were, and just kind of, okay. And I imagine you're probably going to set something up where you're just monitoring that. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. And yeah, you guys have a little bit of. I'm gonna probably take it one shift forward to kind of cover you guys taking some time to honestly rest, hit the refresher, and kind of because you've been pretty stressful since leaving Sestoda. It's been, with the exception of Turk getting a nice restful bath and nap. Everyone else has been on board the ship and running from Imperial blockades, finding massive structures in space, dodging debris in Uton orbit, or dodging debris on Uton when it's almost dropped on your head, and and then finally arriving here. I mean, Tala probably still has dust on her from Uton until you get a chance to kind of relax and get some sleep.
Sleep is good.
So the second day that you're on Bespin, you kind of do get a ping on the security channel, just that something along the lines of the administrator is moving. There, basically there's a VIP arrival, and you could, if you made a clever roll, tap into a video feed. Okay, fair enough. This is kind of video.
Apparently,
feed.
you might have yourself muted in Zoom, Danielle.
That is correct. I have myself muted.
That's weird. Okay, because I can hear you in Zoom.
No, I have
Me
myself
too.
muted in OBS.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, yes, I would absolutely like to tap into the video feed and figure out where.
All right. Yeah. Then
it is here.
go ahead and give me probably a careful roll here, because you're going to be wanting to avoid those station security protocols to tap into them.
Well, that would be the approach that I just put my new point in. So,
Being more careful, that's not very Star Wars.
yeah. Well,
But it is pretty cash money of you. So yeah.
Well, and it's pretty engineer of me.
Yep. So yeah, basically you get on one of the kind of screens in the cockpit a view of one of the upper landing pads in Cloud City, and the camera shot is probably in the cockpit of the Vagabond of the view screen, and then just kind of goes into the view screen to the actual shot of the pad, where you can see a male Bothan in fairly ceremonial, like yellow outfit with the little kind of black sun here and a Cloud City pin here or whatever. Lots of kind of jewelry and things like that, ear cuffs and that sort of thing. And landing on the pad, kind of the wings fold is the kind of triangle 3-wing shape of an Imperial shuttle. Ramp comes down, and flanked by some stormtroopers is ISB agent Torin Varn.
Do I recognize Torin on sight, or is there enough in there for me to know who he is, in the?
I mean, yeah, probably pretty quick. Probably you guys have I know from the name, have done enough research on him that you probably have seen pictures of him to recognize him. And with your Imperial background and things like that, he's been in the Empire and in the ISB for a while.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, he's been mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
He's been mentioned earlier, and you know who that is.
So Tala turns on the comms for the rest of the ship and just says,
"You don't." Yeah, I say you don't have sound, but you have picture.
Good morning, everyone. We may have something of a problem.
Yep, and basically the Pol Leia shakes his hand. They're welcome to the kind of does this number, and Varn and the stormtroopers.
What seems to be the problem?
An Imperial agent has just arrived on Cloud City, and it's one who was previously stationed on Sestoda.
Oh, it's not. Okay. I was really worried for a second that, that Inquisitor was here.
Not yet.
What?
Well, I mean, at least they're not here yet. But an ISB agent is trouble enough.
Al, can you meditate and see when the Inquisitor's gonna come?
I don't. What?
I don't know. I just
That's not. That's not how the Force works.
I
How any
mean,
I
of
don't
this
know.
works.
Maybe.
So,
I mean,
maybe, but like the last time I was in some kind of Force vision, she could feel me too and knew where I was. So,
that's fair.
Perhaps not a risk we want to take at
yeah,
this
I
juncture.
have a feeling if I reach out for her, she's gonna find me.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean, there
that's
is
good thinking.
the game aspect. Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
No, I don't think
Can
you should
I-
do that then.
Can I
Yeah.
invoke? I have a bad feeling about this.
Absolutely. I think I can probably do that.
Just because I have a very bad feeling about this.
Did you just?
Did you
Could
have
you
a
just-
feeling?
Well, not Hickson. I mean,
Taryn has a bad feeling.
the odds aren't looking good. If that's what you're curious about.
Yeah.
Has this ISB agent come up to all of us before? Like, do we all know about him, or I know we've seen him like on screen, but
Yeah. I mean, I think, and Tala, have you mentioned the ISB agent to the rest of the group?
I think Tala's probably at least told them that there was one on Sestota. So in this case, it would just be, connect the dots. She said this guy is from Sestota.
yeah,
Also, we did raid an Imperial facility there, so
Right.
reasonable
Right.
to assume the connection. But yeah, no, Tala will if I can send the video footage that I have to people's respective data pads or whatever,
Communicating
Yeah.
devices.
yeah, whatever device you have, Tala will send it to everyone so that you can actually see this taking place. And then yeah, she says, "So what do we want to do about our new friend?"
Hey, come on, I'm trying to spend that. All right.
well, we still have a couple of days before the upgrades are done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
You have about a day and a half, and like I said, you could ask them to hustle, and that's a thing.
We still need to get the guns.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also correct.
Yeah.
Turk, have you reached out to your contacts yet?
Sure.
We have just now.
Just
Looks
now
at the
sending
text
emails.
message, didn't hit the send button. It's like, oh shit, and just
Yeah, exactly.
Sure did.
Why you gotta call me out like that, Taryn? Why you gotta call me?
I do it too. It's not just you. It's type shit up all the time and
Yeah,
stuff.
Black Sun contact in your kind of scene.
So
3 dots appear.
Yeah.
Go away.
Leaves you on red.
Yeah.
do I need to make a roll for the contact or anything like that?
Probably not. I mean, it's somebody that you have a comm number for. So yeah, I mean, it's probably something. I say probably somebody that isn't incredibly high up in the organization, but yeah. So if you contact them, what message are you delivering?
It'd probably be it's probably someone I don't. It's like they know someone that I know type of thing,
Sure.
and did you I'm looking for Jimmy Forehands. He said you could maybe get me some a line on some cannons or what did we need again? Saying to Tala specifically.
Yeah, Tala will rattle off the model of ion cannon.
Yeah, they're quad turbo lasers, which are not.
What'd you say?
They're quad turbo lasers, which are not incredibly common, but
You got any quad turbo lasers, perhaps?
I mean, wait. On Sestota, where are you?
No, I'm around Bespin.
Really? Okay. I mean, sure. The turbo lasers they have. Yeah. Let me get back to you. I can get you an exact location on the facility. Does your crew need to buy some or?
I mean, I would like to, take a look at. Obviously, I'd need to see the merchandise before any transaction would occur.
Well, it's not very trusting, Turk, but sure, I understand.
Listen, I like to gamble, but it's usually with, cards or. I'm not that stupid, is what I'm trying to say. So
No, it's fair. It's fair. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Give me about 5 minutes. I don't know what's it, or I can put you on. If you want to hang on, I'll look it up now. But whatever, I can get you a location and a name.
no, call me back.
Okay. Boop.
Boop.
And yeah, and basically shortly after, yeah, he comes back that they it's again also in the factory area, a little closer to the upper ring, but he does give you a name. It's a basilisk named Nida Barid, and she does traffic in arms for the Black Sun, and yeah, they've got quad lasers. They're taken off of, I think, off of an Imperial ship, but
Do you know how much you're asking?
The number they quote you is very expensive. It is kind of on the order of what Ari would have paid for her ship for 3 sets of quad lasers, but which is honestly not too far out of line. But it's
do we need 3?
Well, right now you have 2 turrets with 2 turbo lasers each. This would upgrade them to quad turbo lasers and a 3rd turret with turbo lasers, which would make your ship very well armed. Whether you need all 3 is
Debatable.
up to you.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, God, if a YT 1300 is like 25,000 credits, this is probably on the order of like 27,000, which is honestly straight up black market retail. He's not cutting you any kind of deal at all. But you could get 2 sets of quads for like 8. He basically he's just quoting her price.
Sure.
I mean, if you wanted
Can
to,
someone haggle it down?
I can.
I mean, probably, yeah.
I'm sure we can.
But your contact, he's like, that's between you and
I'm sorry.
That's between you and Nita. I mean, there's a location, and I promise you, I won't tell her that you called her Jimmy Forehands.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Well, see you later.
Pause there.
Yeah, so Turk would have the conversation. Do we need 2? Can we just do 2? Or
I mean, we can do as many as we would like, I suppose. Anything that we purchase is an improvement on what we have now.
Yeah.
They have 3.
Yeah. If you were to upgrade 2 turrets, it would take an entire shift, which would be 1 knock on hidden. 3rd would take half a shift. So you'd be able to do that and something else, or have a sandwich or something like
At
that.
minimum, I think we should try to at least secure 1.
Yes.
I
All
guess
right.
it depends on if we're buying or stealing, isn't it? Stealing, we can take as many as we want.
A fair
that-
point, Hickson.
I figured if we couldn't find a price that's palatable, then we can do the taking.
We can at least go see.
Should we have like a cover name for you? Something like, since you're working for me, should we like, what's your background, who your parents are,
Do you really think who my parents are is going to come up in conversation?
I don't know. It could. I've gotten in some weird conversations in weird places, and it's unexpected. So I don't know.
Might I make a suggestion? It might be because you're a weird person, Turk.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Hickson.
I'm trying to improve.
Well, you have. You have.
Tailoring social protocols to your style is a challenge.
I mean, Turk, it sounds like since you've got more guts than brains, this sounds like honestly more planning than is entirely necessary.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll wing it. Let's just go.
All right. Who's coming with? Ari, are you coming with since it's your ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hickson would love to come along.
The more, the merrier.
Wraith, Hal, what are you two doing?
Wraith will go into full commando armor this time, and he will start sneaking around the station, essentially shadowing all of the group now.
Okay.
In a way that like he's not with them, but he's clearly protecting them and trying to stay out of view of anybody.
Okay.
I will go.
And while he's in full commando group, he'll have his bucket on and he'll be routing the sensor data from the security server to his bucket.
Good idea, because Tala probably needs to turn hers off if we're going to be in conversation with
Yep.
other
Very
people.
cool. Well, you've got two aspects: the recognized Black Sun agent and station security protocols that you can tag to be stealthy. In addition to, if you need them when you make the stealth roll that I'm about to ask you for.
If I have to, sniper all of the Black Sun people, I could do that too.
Mm-hmm. It's fair. All right, and
Over Overwatch.
all right, cool. And so basically, you come to the factory section, and there's this basilisk is the four-armed race, the guy in the diner in
Yeah, that guy.
the prequel movie, and he was
General
in
Krieg.
and he was in Clone Wars. Yes, the basilisk, badass, not so great Jedi. Anyway, but yeah, this basilisk, she is again coveralls, just kind of greasy, kind of bandolier of tool belts that are kind of designed where she can reach pockets with all four arms, kind of thing. And but yeah, she's comes in and she kind of turns with the clipboard and says, Turk, I was told to expect you.
Yes. Hi. These are my associates. This is Dari and Dala, and this is Dixon. And we're looking for some lasers. Heard you.
I heard that.
I didn't even get a nickname, so
I know, right?
I thought I told you to clean the whatever. This is Dal. And
We're the D Squad.
Turk
Perfect.
would do that, something like.
Yes. No, that's great. That's fantastic.
he really likes calling for the D.
Sometimes he even amazes himself. Oh, jeez.
That was awful.
This is PG-13. Thank you.
Sorry.
And I just got it wasn't that bad because Adam's still in his chair, so clearly
That's
do
the
better.
real bellwether of how terrible of a joke we made.
But anyway, yeah, he's like perfect.
It's about the price.
Yeah, no, if you wanted to inspect the goods, and she's still facing you, and the like two of her lower hands just kind of reach back and flip open the clasps and lift open like they're large containers that just kind of, because the quad turbo lasers are like, I want to say like 3 meters long in total. There are probably 4 with all the equipment that's actually inside the turret and all that good stuff. So yeah, here's one set. It's basically, yeah, the turbolators are just 4 mounted. The machinery it's a different enough thing that you can't just add 2 lasers to 2 turbo lasers and make it a quad. You've got to take the 2 out. And anyway, but yeah, she's got 1 there, and 2, and 2. There are like probably 6 crates total that appear identical to this one. She just hadn't opened them.
I'll motion to Hal for the 2 of us to go take a look and actually, verify that these are in good condition, / also looking for anything I can use to throw to Turk as an advantage in the negotiations. Like if these are an older model, or they're like beat up in any way, or they've got some wear and tear,
damaged goods.
Yeah.
I mean, they look like, I mean, just from wear and tear, it looked like they've been previously mounted, but everything's been, they're refurbished essentially.
Okay.
So yeah, you could probably knock some off. And she says, I know you were quoted a price, but I'm afraid someone offered a little bit more for them. And at that point, there are you kind of hear the racking of guns, though I don't think you need to necessarily rack blasters, but there are the distinctive sound of the whine of things, and a couple squads of stormtroopers come into the room, and at that point we're going to go to our break.
Oh dear.
Fantastic.
Oh, good.
See you in a second, guys. And if you have time, donate to ACLU.
Yay,
and we'll be back in a sec. Welcome back, everyone, to Star Wars Vagabonds, the second half, where we're trying to buy some weapons, and people are arriving. People in white armor with guns and blasters, and basically, yeah, as Tala pointed out right before break, is like, are they escorting someone in particular? And like, they, as a matter of fact, are, because the two squads, 8 stormtroopers apiece, do part for the guy in the gray uniform and the little hat and the red and blue bars and little look like little pens on the uniform. The uniform looks kind of disheveled, 5 o'clock shadow, and just kind of the grumpy expression on his face. It's like, and Imperial Security Bureau agent Torin Varn kind of steps in with his escorts, like, I should have known if we leave weapons lying around, someone will come for them. So you are the band that caused me so much trouble on Sestoda.
Is Nida, is she like as freaked out as we are, or is she like cool?
No, she's just kind of trying to step back, step aside, so she's not in the crossfire of stormtrooper blasters. They have, of course, arrived between you and the main door. This area of the floor, to kind of put it in fate points, is probably big enough to have a couple of zones. Most of them have aspects on them like loaded with crates. The far zone, basically, if call it 3 zones, you're in the middle zone with Nita and the guns. The far zone has an aspect of heavy loader, which is a big loading machine that will repulsively grab crates and put them onto ships. The zone beyond that is probably like an industrial conveyor belt. And there's a zone above for catwalks, which is probably where we're going to find Wraith. and in the zone that has the aspect door out of here is where you're going to find 2 squads of stormtroopers and Torin. But yeah, I suppose you could try bluffing your way.
What are you talking about? We didn't steal this. This, by the way, you have, I don't know if anyone's told you, because I assume they're afraid that you're going to yell at them, but I'll tell you because I'm a nice guy. You have a stain here on your, just underneath the...
Oh, this hurts.
It's right here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so if he looks down, are you taking advantage of that distraction to do what? Or
Run? I'm
Okay.
expecting people to run.
I like the
There will
idea
be
of him
running.
looking down and then just like shooting him. Like,
all right, yeah, no, fair. That's
Well, they're in front of the doors, right? So we'd be running towards them.
there. Well,
Run.
where you're going to running for cover might be a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to run towards that lifter loader.
Yeah.
That's a good place
Okay,
to go.
that's fair. You could, like I said, you could use the crates as cover because there's some of them stacked.
Cover sounds like a good idea.
So
But,
Yeah.
I assume that attacking right now would be quiet and deadly, aka I am attacking with sneaky.
Oh yeah, you could easily do that. I mean, if you, yeah, I mean, and people could maybe even use some create advantages to place some chaotic environment aspects on the field that might help cover that as well. But yeah, I'm gonna give him a. Yeah, there's a moment. You basically just kind of eyes just bore into yours for like a long moment. He's just kind of, and then finally he just kind of glances down. I mean, he's just like he rolled decently to resist that. There's a nice long. If anybody wants to do anything else or say anything or whatever, there's certainly time for that. Or I'm sure Turk will fill the space.
the guns are right here, right?
basically door with stormtroopers. The zone you're in has you, the basilisk, crates of guns, and then zone behind. I can bring it down here. Zone behind has the loader.
Mhm.
I'm trying to do this as much theater of the mind as possible because me trying to do art on Roll20 is just an exercise in badness.
Well,
Yeah.
I have time to kind of like sneakily not ignite it yet, but put my lightsaber together. So that it's one piece.
While there's this high noon moment between
Yeah.
Earth and Thorin Varn, absolutely.
And Tala would like to discreetly draw Emily her blaster and like go ahead and let it start charging because it takes 2 rounds.
How does attacking these stormtroopers work? Are they minions or what is their deal?
They are, as from a Fate adversary standpoint, they're basically mooks. They have,
because currently I have a +7 on my attack right now, and I haven't used any fate points.
Well, all right then.
Woo.
So I would use one of my fate points, and I'll tap ex-Republic Commando Clone Mercenary to get a +9.
Okay.
So why do I suddenly see him as being like the princess in Spaceballs? He shot my hair.
Mhm.
Yeah, let me give them a. All right, the defense is a wash. All right. So, all right, so they got a 3 for their defense as a group. I guess. I mean, probably picking off is probably a close group because they've kind of fanned out a little bit as this whole moment is taking place, but they can't fan out too much or they wind up putting themselves behind cover where they obviously can't point guns at you, which is the whole point. So yeah, you would wind up basically doing 6 shifts to that group.
Yep.
Which will take out 3 of them out of the 8. So
Nice.
yeah.
So yeah, you just listen to this like, and like 3 bodies just crumple to the ground.
Yep, absolutely.
And that was only rolling a +2 with my dice.
There are things that Wraith is good at. This is one of them.
Murdering mooks is one of them.
This is it. You murderer.
Okay, I honestly, I think between that and the skein on the uniform, that's basically time for initiative, and that is honestly for everybody basically a quick roll.
Okay.
So Jay,
Mm-hmm.
I have this cool little stunt that I put on my thing. Ready for anything. Because I am ready for anything, and I started combat once per session, I can choose to go first during a physical conflict.
Well, I'm assuming that's what we're doing.
So I'm just claiming the first spot with my.
Yep.
That's what
Yep.
I'm just letting you know that's what I've
Yep.
done.
Whoa!
Dang. Oh.
Okay.
What do we add anything to this or is it just a straight roll?
No, it's a straight quick roll.
Okay, I got a 2.
Okay. So I've got a. So what? Yeah, what was your quick roll, Wraith? Just for.
I mean, I assume that I didn't make one just because I go first because I choose to go first.
Sure, but I mean, where you might go in the initiative order next round. I guess top.
I thought I'd just go on the top.
Yep.
That's what it. I was when I was reading the.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Fate Accelerated book. That's what it sounded like.
Mm-hmm. So I've got 4 to 5. Do I have Turks? Is it 2 and?
I'm a 4.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Nice.
5. And who am I? Am I missing anybody?
Should have 6 numbers.
Yeah, I think so.
Hickson's last, per usual. He's a slow bot.
Quick. Wait, I have Turk. I have Tala. I don't have Ari's. What did you roll?
2.
2. Okay, perfect. All right. That's why I wasn't seeing it in the thing. That's why.
Yeah, because I roll it myself.
Yeah, fair
Because I
enough.
need to use these dice and not just let them sit around.
And okay. So yeah, Wraith has gone. So I've got so I'm gonna try and I think I might start doing one of the things they from Fate Condensed, which is they call it elective initiative order, that everybody rolls, but it's not doesn't necessarily. Wraith is going to go first if he chooses to, but basically you're claiming that spot for your side.
Yeah.
If it makes more sense.
It's a PC slot.
PC slot versus NPC slot. So
yeah, that's very Fantasy Flight as well.
Yep, I got PC. Tala's a PC. Hal got another PC slot, and then there's two more. You guys get to go a lot. So plus 5, 4, 2, 2, 2, and then okay. So Wraith taking the first PC slot. There are 4 more PC actions after that. Then the Imperials get to go, and then PC gets to go, and then Imperials get to go. So who wants to go next on your side?
I think we should let Wraith go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I think
he's got his action. He's got his action. He has eliminated.
I killed 3 people.
Cool.
He's taken 3 stormtroopers out of the scene. I'm gonna guess he can say they're dead.
I have my blaster charged, and it does extra damage because it is overcharged because I am a weapons specialist.
Mm-hmm.
So if everyone is okay, I would like to take a shot at Torin.
Take it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Very okay with that.
So I will take a very careful shot at Torin. Yeah. Okay. So I don't think I get any boost to the actual roll, but it is a harm 2 weapon.
Mm-hmm.
If I am successful.
And because you only have 1 level of demanding on that, which means you can fire it every other round.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's boom.
Recharge. Boom.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a 3. I don't know if that hits him or not.
His defense is a 4.
Then
he basically sees that weapon come up and
sure. Can I tag? Can you spend a fate point?
Of course you can.
I will spend a fate point on. I think that goes there, in the sense of I think my blaster bolt goes in your chest, and and just get him like right in the chest.
Okay. All right. Then that will. So that brings you to. That brings yours to. He had a 4. You had a 3, right? That
I had a 3, so it'll bring me to 5.
So that's 1 shift. So he's looking at 3 shifts to get rid of. All right.
And then I'm gonna dive behind a crate.
All right.
That's all I'm planning
I think
on doing.
that goes there, and I go here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is the way this situation works. This is where the pieces go.
I leave the whole guns part to you guys. I'm just gonna hide behind a crate.
I mean, basically, you do wing him because as you're pulling to shoot, he kind of sees that and also kind of dives for a crate and goes for a blaster of his own, but kind of basically catch him in the arm. And
did he take a consequence?
No, he hasn't yet. He took stress for that.
All right. Well, at least that's something. I'll dive back behind the crate and then let the gun start charging up again.
Okay. Check. And who's next? You guys get a chance to go here. Blaster bolts are beginning to fire.
I would like to throw some crates.
Just not the one I'm behind.
Yeah.
No, I assume there's several, so I could just grab.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I suppose if you did use the ones with the guns in them, that would certainly hit hard. I would call that an attack with forceful.
Forceful, yeah, that's kind of what I
And,
figured.
and basically, you see Hal just kind of do something along. Yeah, what does it look like when you pick a crate up with the force? And who are you throwing it at?
Well, the ISB agent dove behind some cover, so he's probably throwing it at more of the stormtroopers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because that's what you do to stormtroopers is you throw boxes at them.
Yeah, there are basically four groups of 4.
So I'll throw it at one of the clumps of 4. I don't know.
Sure.
So
didn't we give you a blaster for this?
Yep, sure
Did we
did.
tell you not to do Jedi stuff?
Sure did.
Imperial officers.
But yeah, and
Sure
yeah,
did.
basically as you're picking this up to throw, you kind of peripheral vision. You see off to the one side one of the groups of stormtroopers. All but 3 out of 4 of them just going to slump to the decking.
Right. So, like, seeing the ones that Wraith shot, I'll throw a box at the other ones. They can't tell anyone if they're all crushed, right?
Well.
Oh, no. Oof. That's
Okay.
real bad.
That requires a fate point.
I'm spend a fate point to.
I think
Roll.
that's probably worth it. That the roll of a roll of 3 minuses is worth a fate point
Yeah,
to
you
reroll.
did not roll well on that.
No, that was
Oh.
yucky.
That was terrible. I don't know why it says I have 4 again because I
Terrible.
had spent 1.
Because we invoked. I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Thank Taryn for that. And obviously, we had a bad feeling.
Oof, that's not a whole lot better.
It is in fact 3 better. So that's.
I mean,
that's
it's
better than
yeah.
spending the fate point for a +2. So we'll call it
Yeah.
that. If you want to spend another,
I'll leave it there for
it'd
now.
have to be
And
a
then-
different. Okay.
So toss that, and then probably try to get behind another box
Mm-hmm.
with his lightsaber out, but not on, and look at Tala and be like,
Okay. So
Tyler just looks at you from another box like,
they absolutely do see it coming.
yeah. You don't
I
miss the
mean-
weapons crate flying at them.
Yeah, it's a meter by a meter, and they're like, oh, well, actually, the expression on the stormtrooper helmet doesn't change, but the body language is,
Oh no, get out of the way!
yeah, there they are.
Blast them!
No, don't eat that.
Also,
That's a
that-
weird thing for a stormtrooper to say.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you don't eat that.
Sorry, cat is causing
that
mischief.
that definitely is going to come in Mandalorian season 2.
Don't eat that.
Yeah, don't eat that. Yes, but they managed to dodge out of the way, but they're kind of scattered on the ground, so that puts a boost on the board. You basically tied their defense, so the success leaves a +2 out there for someone to tag this round.
Like fish in a barrel.
Stormtroopers in a barrel. I don't know. Okay, so who's next?
I can shoot stuff.
Absolutely.
And I I have a couple things. I can fire Doozer Fibs, blast for effect, grant. I don't know if this would apply. Specific action. I'm kind of like, I think because he said that to the ISB agent, and then Wraith unloaded, and Tala unloaded. So he's still basically close to the same position, or
Yeah.
did he?
Agent Varn has moved. He's gotten behind crates, which puts him like basically also behind some stormtroopers. So he's no longer in the middle of the room. The only thing there's pretty big blast doors, but there are 8 stormtroopers between you and it. I mean, No bake, right?
Can I use the stunt? Turk can notice something that others may have missed to possibly see a crate of grenades or something or explosives.
I mean, it's a factory area, so there's probably equipment that would shower sparks. There's ubiquitous red barrels, that kind of thing. There's yeah, probably like I imagine there's like canisters of welding gas, and I mean,
Can I try to like light?
is easily available around here, so.
Can I try to hit those and possibly light them on fire, have them explode?
I mean,
if they're close to the stormtroopers and the agent.
It's Star Wars. Of course, there's something explosive where you need it to be. I mean,
cool. Would that be clever or flashy?
Probably flashy.
Okay.
I mean, that's just I'm not going to shoot you directly. I'm going to shoot a thing near you and make it explode because that's cooler. That seems very nice. Okay.
So that's what we call very flashy.
Nice.
All right. Okay, their defense is 0.
Oof.
So that will take out 3 of them unless you're aiming this at the group that Hal just scattered, and there's a boost that you could use that would make it an 8 versus 0, which would take out an entire squad of stormtroopers.
I like that one.
Fair enough. All right. I said probably there may be a kind of an exchange of glances between Turk and Hal just kind of actually pulls that tank of Tabana gas just a little closer to the group of stormtroopers right in time for Turk to blast it, and just this is the kind of explosion that goes out, and the Wilhelm scream. Ah!
Oh yeah.
One of the stormtroopers kind of flies into your zone. If somebody doesn't have a gun, they could probably grab one at that point. And then
I think everybody has a gun. Pretty sure.
So
No, we gave the Jedi a gun. He just
I sure do.
use it.
I sure do have a gun.
So Hickson or Ari, which one of you would like to go next?
I already made it clear what I'm going to be doing. I'm hiding behind the nearest crate and waiting for this to blow over.
Can it go to the Winchester? That's fair.
Can I roll? Can I roll to create an advantage?
Yeah, absolutely. What?
I roll for that? Just straight roll.
What? How are we creating an advantage? What are we doing to?
Let me take a look at my sheet. I'm not sure.
I mean, you
Would be clever.
all right. So okay. So what thing are you doing? What's how's this advantage coming on the board? What
Or
is
I
it?
can. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say I could use sneaky since I'm hiding.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sneaky is also deception. So, you could, there's any kind of like yelling a bluff, look out over there.
Yeah.
So my understanding is there's only 2 enemies left, right?
There's
There
There's
was
two-
8.
there's-
There was 8. It was 8 stormtroopers. Which
no, 2 squads of 8, 16 stormtroopers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
A squad of 8 on either side, Torin Varn, and technically Nina
Yeah.
Barid. So
There's a lot of people left.
you guys have just about eliminated a whole squad. There are 2, you've 1 3/4 squads of
Yeah.
stormtroopers, but there's a whole squad plus Imperial agent and
I have a question.
yes.
Is there something it doesn't have to necessarily be a fire barrel, like a oil barrel or something that would catch on fire, but is there something on like the other side of the stormtroopers where if I shot it, it could cause a distraction, like a propane tank or some kind of air compressor or something like that, where they would draw their attention that way instead of at us?
I mean, there's the door controls.
Oh, that's true.
You could shut the blast doors.
Okay. I do that.
There are pluses.
We're
and
not locked
minuses
in here with you. You're
Yeah.
locked in here with us.
I was gonna say there are pluses and minuses to shutting the blast doors, but you know.
Would that be clever or fleshy?
I would and maybe a case could be made for careful because you're trying to hit a small target from a distance too. You're taking a second to aim and
I don't have any.
well, we're trying. Yeah, we're basically trying to. Yeah, I like the you're stuck in here with us as an advantage if you're trying to create it. Yeah.
Sure.
We're the good guys.
3.
All right. That will definitely create an advantage.
Yay.
With a tag on it. Stuck with us. Perfect.
You need to make it visible.
Yeah, well, I just got to put the name on it. There we go. Should be on the board. Everybody see them all? But yeah, okay. And then after Ari, the stormtroopers get to go before they all get killed. So, all right. I think probably one squad of stormtroopers. I know. Varn is probably going to shoot back at Tala. One of the other squads of stormtroopers is leaving me. Okay, I was going to see if the stormtroopers figured out where the fire was coming from on the catwalk, and they get a little bit of a bonus from teamwork, but when you roll a -4,
I know I'm picturing the
Ugly
scenario.
roll.
so
Must
Wraith
have been
is,
the wind.
Wraith, it must have been the wind. Oh my god!
It's like the PC gaming like NPCs like, hey, did anyone hear that? Oh no, never mind.
Yeah.
One guy's like dead on the
There's
ground.
just dead
next to
bodies
him.
everywhere. Oh, never mind.
What was that
One's
noise?
got an arrow sticking out of him. Like,
I mean,
anybody else feel that? Must have been the wind.
Must have been the wind.
they do have buckets on their heads, so you can probably steal all of their possessions, right? But yeah, so Wraith is not a valid target. So probably the two most, I think Turk and Hal are going to get the attention of the
Hickson's like
squad.
out in the middle still right now. Like,
Yeah, Hickson isn't throwing giant crates of equipment at anybody yet.
yet.
Yeah, somebody just revealed himself as a force sensitive.
That's
I mean,
true.
It's gonna get. It's spoiler alert. It's gonna get worse.
Spoiler, we know.
But yeah, my dice are not being stormtrooper friendly right now.
Are any dice stormtrooper friendly, really?
The stormtroopers aren't even
mean-
stormtrooper friendly.
I mean, I am going to tag the Imperial Stormtrooper, and I will.
That does seem to represent their inability to shoot straight.
Yeah, I feel like that's a -2.
Now I'm going with the fan theory that they are dangerous. I mean, only Imperial Stormtroopers are so precise.
Yes.
I mean, and if you, I mean, there is the fan theory that the whole thing was a ruse on the entire Death Star because they wanted them to get away to track them back to the Rebel base, so they were probably missing on purpose. So anyway,
Keep telling yourself that.
That's hey, they had that scene in Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
With the
So yeah,
stormtroopers.
those are scout troopers. That's Jason Sudeikis. I don't expect him to be able to hit anything. Anyway, except his mark in comedy. But that's going to be a fair to shoot at Hal. So it's a +2 coming at you. So give me.
Ooh,
I
boy.
guess you're quick to get out of the way or whatever you are. Now, I believe that you have
because I am good at defending myself with the Force, I get a +1 to defend with any approach when fired on with a blaster.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Nice.
So, you wanted a quick roll?
I mean, you tell me how you're defending. Quick is pretty common, but if you can sell
Yeah.
me something else, probably quick.
Well, my thought was that since he's trained in Sorasu, that it would be probably careful
Okay.
instead. That he
Like very minimal motions with the blade.
Yeah.
To just.
Well, he doesn't have the lightsaber out yet, so it's
Oh,
just
fair enough.
kind of
Oh yeah, fair enough.
stepping in.
The kind of the slow motion camera motion of.
Yeah, he's matrix dodging.
Fair enough. Okay.
Nice.
Further revealing himself as a Force user.
Sure.
Tal's
All
gonna
right.
have to erase some more security footage.
So that's
Okay.
a total of a 3 with my stunt.
Nice.
Okay. Which will beat their will beat their attacks. So yeah, you get hit with no blaster bolts, even though 4 stormtroopers are firing at you.
Dancing between the.
Dancing between the raindrops, and yeah, I'm almost guaranteed, because it looks cool as hell. The camera slows down just a little bit to show the kind of motion of
Truly a Matrix shot.
Yeah.
essentially.
Hal barely moving just enough.
Well, yeah, because that's the form, right? Is you don't your economy of motion. You just move what you need to. Okay. 2 and 3. That is a 5 shift attack coming at Turk. However,
Oof.
those guys rolled better.
I guess I can't think of a reason how. The only higher approach I have is clever and flashy, but I can't really think of a reason to use those, so I'll just go with quick.
Okay. Okay. That is. They have the blaster is a weapon, is weapon 0. Stormtrooper blasters aren't that impressive, so that would be 4 shifts coming at Turk.
Can I spend a fate point to +2 it to lower that?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll do that.
I would say I could be really. Sometimes I amaze myself, but there's also just the game aspect of never tell me the odds is also a thing.
Yeah, just sometimes I amaze even myself, and I don't know, spin out of the way, deflect a little bit.
Just diving behind a crate
Yeah.
or something along those lines. Sure, there are. Yeah, that is definitely an aspect.
So Hal is very gracefully sidestepping, whereas Turk's going, "Oh God!"
Oh, jeez, yeah. Those blaster bolts just land right where he's at. Okay.
That's the form OS. Get out of the way.
Absolutely. Okay. And Hickson?
Yes.
Stormtroopers are shooting at your friends.
How many stormtroopers are left?
9.
9.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna do a couple of things.
Uh-oh.
I'd like to tap my aspect of my onboard armaments,
Sure.
and then I'm also going to use leftover kill code just right away
Okay.
as the eyes flash red of Hickson.
Horrifying.
Meat bags to be eliminated.
The quickest way to heal your friends is make sure they never get hurt. And just,
Love it.
Through DPS.
yes.
Through DPS.
The real
This-
healing.
This is your idea of preventative medicine, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
These bullets are called vaccines.
Now I understand Genji so much better.
But yeah, so yeah, probably forceful, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I suspect a lot of the armament that he's got is probably up close and personal.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a 3 on the dice,
All right.
plus the 2 harm from the armament, plus the aspect.
Okay. All right. So the 2 from the armament will come in, assuming you succeed.
Yes.
The +2 from the tag is a 5.
Mhm.
Who are you aiming at? The stormtroopers as well?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
getting rid of stormtroopers.
Okay. Well, their dodge is a 2, so that will be 1 shift damage plus 2 from the armament, which will take care of one of them. which will wipe out the rest of the squad that Wraith was shooting at, if that's
Okay.
where you want to go. So
Yeah.
down to one squad of 8, 2 groups of 4.
No.
Fair enough.
Hickson's not being careful by any means now, though.
No, it's fair enough. Yeah, basically, you kind of just like. So, what does that look like? Just coming
wait.
right up to that.
Can I use the advantage that Ari created to boost that a bit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
sure. And
So what are we looking at now?
That will take out another stormtrooper. Boost it by 2 more. We'll take out. Yeah. So when Hickson just kind of just up to 2 stormtroopers. How does he take them out? What does that look like?
I think it's one of those things where it's the K2SO like grab and just smack.
Fair enough. Grab, lift.
We can all hear the stormtrooper helmets crunching.
Yeah, this is a little
crunch sound.
But it's not. Yeah. It's not a one time. It's just like.
You're kissing. You're kissing. You're kissing.
Little kid with their dolls.
At the Oscars with his.
Yeah.
I was like slam, 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 and then just fling, and they just kind of fly backwards and slam into the blast doors that are down. Just and when they slam into the door, their feet are probably like this far off the ground. Boom.
Yep.
And it's probably just a close camera shot of a couple of the other stormtroopers just looking at each other.
They brought in HK?
Just, yeah. Fair enough.
Is he back to his normal paint job, by the way?
Yeah. He's
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a white face with the red cross on it. Yeah, so Varn has his blaster out and is shooting at Tala, and that is going to be a 2-shift attack. I am going to boost it to a 4-shift attack by spending 1 of my fate points.
Okay, so I need to beat a 4?
You need to beat a 4.
Okay. Do I get anything from being behind cover?
You can definitely invoke cover as an aspect for free. No one's tagged it for effect yet. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. So
crates as cover. Actually, you know what?
I guess the thing to roll here.
Yeah, that's pretty standard for a dodge essentially.
I will roll quick. Oof. Okay, you said it's 4, right?
Well, okay. So 4 coming at you. You've rolled a 1.
Yep.
You haven't included?
Yep.
Yeah, that's just skill. So you can make it a 3 with invoking that cover.
I will absolutely invoke the cover for a 3. So if I leave that alone, I take 1 stress.
One stress plus if his weapon has any harm, which it has 1, so that way you'd be taking 2 stress.
In Fate, does stress clear at the end of the?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Stress clears. Consequences do not.
Right. Okay. Yes. Then I will go ahead and take that hit. And take the 2 stress. That's fine.
Okay. Perfect. And cover behind crates has been done, and then Nita Barid gets her chance to go, and she is going to put an aspect on Turk. Called Gotcha, because she's come up behind him with 4 arms and grappled. That's a beat of a 4 on her attack. Turk, you can wriggle out of it if you like, or attempt to basically defend. Probably with quick.
I'm sorry, say that again.
That's for Turk. She's
Can I use clever to possibly figure out
to see it coming?
Yeah, I don't know. It's up to you.
I mean,
like
sure, but I'm basically going to kind of probably say that I may give her a bonus for the chaos of the fight and that everybody's attention was not really on her for a while.
Okay.
So maybe
Let's just do quick.
make it a 5 if you're defending with clever.
Let's just do quick then.
Okay. Okay. She beat you by 1, which basically that means that the aspect does get established, and because aspects are true, you're restrained essentially. But that doesn't mean you can't do anything. Just means you can't go anywhere.
Can I spend another fate point to not get restrained?
Yep.
I'll
Because
do that.
if you do, you'll beat her by 1. So, what would you like to tag?
So last time I used, sometimes I amaze even myself.
All right.
What was the other one you suggested? The game one?
Oh, there's never tell me the odds as a game aspect, but that's kind of more of the trying dumb stuff. Maybe the force is with you on this. May the force be with you is also an aspect on the game that hasn't been used.
Sure. I'll tag that.
Again, an aspect of luck. Maybe that's your intuition. Maybe just because everybody is a little bit attuned to the force. Maybe just kind of hairs on the back of your neck stand up. And so, yeah, basically she goes to grab you and just kind of just drop and slide underneath. And that'll kind of put you on the deck, but she hasn't got you. And that will be the first exchange. So we come back around to Wraith for the second exchange.
Oh, I'm not muted. So seeing our weapons arm dealer turn tail and be super not helpful, I'm going to line up a shot on that person.
Okay.
I forgot to ask you last round. We never did establish what level of weapon Wraith's DC 17M modified blaster has.
Well, if it's just an average blaster, that's a weapon 0. So I think this is definitely an above average blaster.
Yeah.
It's probably weapon 1 unless it's in some kind of configuration like
sniper mode.
Sniper mode
is just about distance.
I think sniper mode is probably more about not taking penalties over long range. I was thinking it might be a greater weapon if it was in like kind of a shotgun mode kind of thing. Would be weapon 2, but range is very short kind of thing. That's probably.
All right. So I will take a shot at the.
This is a situation where it's close enough that you probably don't have to have it in sniper rifle mode.
I wasn't sure how far away I was when.
Yeah, I mean You're again. It's like being on an upper level floor of a factory. You're probably 30 meters maybe tops, 100 feet. That's fairly close range for any kind of rifle.
Ooh, no. I will spend a fate point to re-roll that -3.
Ouch.
Reasonable. Who are you aiming at? You're aiming at Barid, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
The one who
trying to grab Turk. Okay.
And I will tag mission first, body count later.
Okay.
Reroll.
Perfect. Yep.
All right, so that's a +1. +3 is. I'm assuming I can still be sneaky because they didn't see where I'm coming from.
Yeah. No, as far as well as you rolled on that, I don't think anyone knows you're there.
And then that is a total of 6, and I will tap. Let's see, what else do I have? Yeah, I will tap Ex-Commando Clone Mercenary.
Okay.
To add another +2 to make that a +8.
Okay. She has to roll her defense.
This is why he shoots things and I hide behind boxes.
Okay. Defense is a 2, so she's got to deal with 7 stress.
Not 8 because it's a weapon 1. You said.
That's right. Okay. So wait, you were.
So I rolled an 8.
Okay.
So she
and
missed.
She got a 2. So that's.
She missed by 6. So it's
Right.
a 1 weapon, so it's 7 damage.
7 she's got to deal with. Okay. All right, so all right. Yeah, that is okay. That is a mild consequence and almost all of her stress. So she is probably next round going to concede, and the concession being that she's unconscious, or actually maybe not unconscious, but she's down, and maybe in the confusion she gets out of it. That's going to be what she's going to try to do anyway. But there's a long way to go before she gets there. So who's after Wraith? You guys don't have to stick to the same order. This is that one of the reasons for being able to do that is if you guys want to set up combos, if somebody wants to work with someone else to go, okay, I'm going to line this up, and then
So I can't fire this round, but I'd like to create an advantage for somebody who can.
Sure.
So my hope. So there's still stormtroopers alive, right?
There are several.
Okay. My hope here, because I have +2 to create an advantage based on my knowledge of Imperial security protocols. If there is like an old code word that I still know that is like for like an undercover Imperial agent that's basically like, don't shoot, don't shoot.
Possibly. I mean,
it checks out.
I would like to yell that.
That, or I mean, you've got your comm device. I mean, it would not be a hard thing to overload their comms.
Oh, that's a good point. Can I make like their headsets squeal essentially? Like
that's basically what. So like overloading their comms, so it just kind of
like squeals. Yeah, I would love to do that.
Okay.
Can I roll clever for that?
I believe that's probably
Sweet.
Okay. I am going to make it a little difficult to do one-handed because you've got Emily in the other hand.
That's
so you're
true.
kind of
okay. So if I take that, then you're just raising the number I need to clear.
Yeah, I'm raising the number you need to clear by 2.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm adding 2 to their defense.
Well, I rolled a 6 and I get +2, so that's an 8. So thank you for the fate point.
Sure. Yep. That's going to go to you after the combat. Yeah. I mean, who else did I use a fate point on? I think Varn used one on himself. So yeah. Okay. So they rolled. I will
keep charging Emily for next round.
They rolled a 4 for their defense, so out of 8. So they've got to deal with 4 stress. All right. It's not. Is it an attack?
Not an attack.
We're creating an advantage, right? Yep.
So right. I just want to distract them so that they're all like clutching at their ears, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. That makes absolutely, and so we'll put that on the board.
That should make it easier for Murder Droid or Turk or Hal, I guess. If you're gonna throw more boxes.
Honest. Well, because you succeeded by 4, that is a success with style, which puts 2 invokes on overloaded comms instead of 1. So that the bar of that is a little higher. So free use, 2 free uses, and then it costs fate points. So
have at it.
Yeah, all good. Okay, so who is next?
I'd like to finish off Nita.
Okay.
With dues, if possible.
All right. Well, yeah, basically she is going to try and concede instead of necessarily defending. So, That's okay. No, if you don't have to. You don't have to let her concede. You can say nope. I'm going to try and take you out. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely noticed that.
Yeah, she's like been shot. I mean, there's nice solid burn mark. Probably one of her arms is probably just kind of hanging, a little limp. Not that it's like fallen off, but just kind of nerve damage or something along those lines. So she's not a happy camper. But yeah, no. What would you like to do?
I mean,
Basically, taking her out means that she can't act in the scene anymore, and you get to decide what happens.
yeah, if I didn't want to kill her and just disable or
correct, you can knock her unconscious.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
Definitely very Star Wars. The difference between being taken out and conceding is if she is allowed to concede, then she gets to decide how she leaves the combat, and her decision would probably be along the lines of, "I escape, I am damaged, but I get
okay.
but I get away." You know, and she might even concede with, "I take more damage, but I get away." But anyway,
yeah. So I'll pistol whip her to knock her out.
Okay, that sounds forceful to me. Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh no.
Now,
Can I use the invoke, or that wouldn't work because it's stormtroopers, right?
well, that one wouldn't work, but she has a mild consequence, which means she's been hurt. That consequence is an aspect, so you can tag. No one's used it, so you can tag it for free.
Definitely.
Because her defense is also 0, so if you tag it, then you'll succeed by 2.
Let's do that.
Which is enough to take her out.
Let's do that.
He only has the one consequence, and that was, basically took her from "I'm fine" to "I am very, very not fine." And yeah, she's just kind of, and that happens very quickly because, I mean, Wraith went, Tala did a thing that you didn't even see. The stormtroopers are kind of reaching for their helmets, and you just kind of whip around and probably catch her in the face with the heel of one of your pistols. And
yeah.
And she just kind of falls. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And I get to Torin.
I mean, you're a Jedi, man.
Okay. So Hal just shoots off.
Yeah,
igniting along the way.
You've seen him move. Yeah.
Total lets out a very loud sigh. Like
there's a collective
from behind the crates.
Yeah.
There's a stereo sigh from the. There's
You probably hear one from the rafters too.
Yes.
Yeah.
A THX sigh.
Turk is cheering. Turk's all about it.
The audience will be disappointed.
No, the audience loves it.
Oh no, I meant like the THX bit. So I am going to attack Tarn.
Okay.
With my lightsaber.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a fate point to invoke its aspect of cuts through almost anything to ignore his stress track.
Okay. Fantastic.
I am not trying to like kill him, but I'm definitely trying to like disable him.
Go straight for consequences.
I'm imagining like him trying to cut through like his blaster, basically to disarm him or something. But
well, I mean, yeah, it's just what are you trying to kill him?
No, I'm not trying to kill him, but I am trying to if not take him out, at least make it clear like you should stop. So that's probably quick, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think reaction time wise, sure.
Okay.
I mean, and you might even have a form that helps with that, but
I do, but it's for creating advantages.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so I'm gonna spend a fate point.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick. That is a 3.
Okay.
And it ignores armor and his stress track.
Yeah, that is a perfect time for me to roll a -3.
No!
I'm going to invoke to re-roll that.
Okay.
Who wouldn't?
Just
Get a -3 again.
I got that's a wash. So that is much better than a -1. That is a 2, and his cover behind crates has been tagged, but I have 2 more fate points left, so I'm going to tag that as well and make his defense a 4. But basically, he moves out of the way and kind of grabs a crate or something as he's skittering back from you. And the lightsaber just kind of comes down and cuts not just through the crate and through some kind of machinery. You see that corner of the crate just come off, and there's just the glowing end of some kind of machine or whatever inside the crate. You get a little cross section of it as well as the lightsaber just whoa. And Warren, of course, is like, Jedi.
Oops.
You just hear the sigh again.
Yeah, and it's a little aggressive, but also a little bit of oh crap, Jedi in front of that as well. It's like, oh, I have not just found a cell of insurrectionists, but okay. Not great on my part. All right. So I think, let's see.
We have one more player spot.
Yup. And Tarn gets to go next. So he is actually going to spend his entire turn moving. And is heading for kind of around the side of the room towards that conveyor. He'll get there, but he won't be able to get out of combat. 2 zones away, but that's his stormtroopers cover for me kind of business. So who's left?
Can I chuck a stormtrooper at Farn?
You and Hal are probably the only ones in the room that could. But yes,
because I really want to grab one and just.
There's a stormtrooper at your feet that you could probably grab by the ankle.
Or, hear me out on this, could he not grab one of the distracted stormtroopers?
Yeah, I mean there are plenty of stormtrooper.
I would like to grab one of the conscious ones, and
the conscious one will get a chance to avoid this, but yes.
Okay, that's
It'll
fine.
make a much better scene.
Yeah,
it's a good visual.
Yeah.
Okay. And
guessing this is forceful.
Probably, yeah. I can't really make a case for being able to throw a stormtrooper accurately without some sort of practice. Okay.
So eventually you'll be able to throw.
And then he is distracted.
If you put some time into it, yes.
Can I create that aspect, storm chucker?
It should be a stunt. Take a point of refresh
it's a stunt.
and make a stunt.
Storm chucker.
All right, so the stormtrooper's resistance to this whole action is a 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you're throwing. Basically, he's going to throw your aim off. You're going to get him off the ground.
Can I not use the distraction?
The overloaded comms? Absolutely, you can.
Yes.
A good use, I approve.
Which means his defense is basically non-existent because he's probably actually dropped his blaster to clutch his helmet, and he's just kind of like grab him like right here by the collar and by the belt and just. So Varn has to dodge an attack at 3. Oh, there's a good die. Okay, his defense is 3. So, basically, you'll get a boost, but it won't do any damage to him.
Okay.
Which is a floating +2 for somebody else, or you, whoever. It won't last. Basically won't last until kind of come around to you again, but.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if I have anything else, but I have my main aspect, which is Assassin Bot turned Sawbones. I still technically have the structure of an Assassin Bot, so
yeah.
Well, and does not
and
your knowledge
somewhere-
of human anatomy allow you to throw this in the most aerodynamic manner possible?
I'm trying to connect heads, so I hit Varn with the helmet of the stormtrooper.
I would probably lean more on the assassin part of that than the
Yeah.
sawbones part of that, maybe. But
Aren't doctors only just trying to bring people together?
Just now kiss.
Yeah, no kids.
okay.
Now smooch.
Hickson's the shipper of the group. But yeah, if that's all right, I would like to invoke that aspect.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Then that will beat his by 2. And and he'll take that as a consequence. Basically, the stormtrooper basically hits him in the back, and he just sprawls. In fact, you see his blaster just skitter. And of course, but he picks himself back up.
Yeah.
And the stormtroopers get a chance to distract everybody from, hey, remember us? So yeah, there's a squad of troopers that are going to fire on Hickson.
6 of them, right?
4.
4. That's way better.
There's 7 left, and I think the others are going to try and find another target. So that's,
well, one got chucked, so
yeah, fair.
Good point.
All right, so yeah, basically, yeah. I guess there's 2 groups of 3 then. That's fine. Okay. So that is a 4, an attack value of 4 from the blaster fire of the stormtroopers, coming at Hickson to dodge or take as he will. Now,
okay.
I will say, just remember, you're in addition to whatever you decide to defend. Remember, your exoskeleton is protective 1, so that absorbs 1 stress. And then it's also sturdy 2, which means it could absorb 2 more stress. So there's of the 4 coming at you, even if you don't succeed in defending,
Yeah.
you can absorb up to 3 of those stress. I need to send more stormtroopers, obviously.
Obviously. Question. I'm trying to think what approach would be for defending against this. Probably just quick, right?
It depends. I mean, you could argue forceful if you're just basically taking it, just.
Yeah, that's probably what's happening. Hey, we've discovered Hicks is not the quickest bot in the shipyard.
Meatbag shooting at me? Okay, fine.
There's a 1.
So yeah, so that's 3 shifts coming in direction. Reduced to 2 because of your protective. That doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
So that's 2 stress. You could just take. You don't even have to take that on your armor. That could just be stress, and it'll go away at the end of the scene.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay.
The thing is, marking off boxes of the armor itself is actual damage, so that would have to be repaired. So just
I'll save that for when I need that.
Taking it as personal stress is probably easier. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's the stormtroopers. The other group of 3 stormtroopers. Who else has been probably the most?
I mean, Hal's
dangerous.
standing there with a lightsaber.
Yeah,
That should be pretty distracting.
That's pretty distracting.
It's fair. And yes, the other hi. So that is an attack of 3 coming at you, Hal. Of blaster bolts.
Okay. Well. Use careful again.
Okay.
Because Sorasu.
Nice.
So I'll be +1 on my approach because of my stunt. So that's a 6 total.
Okay. So that is basically defense with style. So
Nice.
you get a boost on them. So basically you have a +2 or you can pass to whomever. Really, anyone in the room. Anyone in the room going to the top of the round and probably to Wraith.
I mean,
Um,
I imagine like we've talked about Hal's not great yet at like he can't deflect bolts back at their shooter, but he might be coming close with this to make that boost happen. So they suddenly are kind of under fire from themselves.
It's like, which is impressive as hell to everybody else. I'm like, man, they can come right back at them. That's great. But yeah, if we go back to the back to top of the room because Nita does not get a roll anymore.
She's trying to. She was taken out.
She was taken out. So yeah, back to Wraith.
I'm doing progressively worse.
Oh no, it's not 9 shifts. Darn.
Listen. I'm good at one thing.
I'm the best I am at what I do.
Me too, and I get in trouble for it.
Fortunately, that's a -1 on the dice, so that means that it's 4 shifts of attack.
Okay.
I will spend the boost.
So that's 6 shifts.
6 shifts.
There's also a free tag on overloaded comms.
Yeah, let's make it 8.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's one. All right, that is defense of 3, which means they're basically dealing with. It's 5 shifts
plus a weapon 1.
So 6 shifts, which will take out 3 stormtroopers. That'll take out the rest of a squad. Boom, boom, boom. The other squad at this point, though, like, look, on the catwalk.
Wasn't gonna last forever.
Yeah, the 3 guys left out of the 16 finally noticed the guy on the catwalk with a rifle. Oh, man. Okay. Basically, what that means on overloaded comms is that it's still there. The comms are still overloaded, but to use it will cost a fee. And same thing with cover. Everybody can still take cover behind crates. It just costs a big point to defend yourself with that. So who is after Wraith?
I would like... So does... Torin has a taggable aspect on him right now as a result of...
He has a consequence, yeah.
Okay.
As a result of storm checking.
Correct. Okay, yes. So Emily is charged again. So I would like to take another shot at Torin. And I will probably tag that aspect, but let's see how I roll. So I rolled a 3. I will go ahead and tag this temporary aspect for a 5.
Okay. I just say I could tell you how well I defend, but okay. All right.
And it's a harm 2 weapon.
Yep. This is a good time for me to roll a +3 for him. So that is a defense of 6. So we would like we've tagged his consequence.
Yep.
That's for free.
I will spend a fate point.
Okay.
And tag cares more than I let on.
Okay.
Because I do. And I don't want him to get away. And that will give me 7.
A 7. And 2 shifts.
Correct.
From the weapon. Okay.
Yes.
All right, he takes that shot, and again, basically, you see him go down behind crates. It's basically a shot. He's getting up, and you kind of just shoot him in the back of the shoulder. You see the burn on the uniform, and he kind of spins and falls behind the crates.
Cool.
Out of view of just about everyone, because no one's really in that zone. So.
Awesome.
Next, who's going to be up next?
I'll go and run towards Torin and
Okay.
try to see him.
This is actually also that zone that you were talking about that has the heavy loader in it. So kind of one of those places you were originally heading for at the beginning of all this. So yeah, probably if he's come on this side of the room towards the conveyor belt, you're kind of on this side of the room where the lifter is. So, but yeah, he's not down. Well, he's basically getting up again, but staying low, and
so I can
kind of moving towards his blaster. But yeah,
I can get to him and shoot him.
You can shoot him. Getting to this zone is probably the most movement because you're kind of getting around crates and all that.
Okay.
Other stuff.
Yeah, I guess it would be to shoot him. I guess it would be quick, right? Seems to be always quick.
I think the guy. Yeah, if you're trying to shoot him before he gets his gun, then definitely.
What if I wanted? He's right by crates. What if I wanted to shoot the part of the crate nearest his eyes, so sparks would flash in his eyes?
Sure,
Could that be flashy?
That'd be flashy. I'd be creating an advantage, blinded or something along those lines, which will
I'll do that.
Negatively impact him. All right, fair enough. Okay, that will absolutely create that advantage on Varn. Yeah, basically you see him reaching for the gun, and the crate in front of him explodes, and just ah! Guy jumps back.
Throw another stormtrooper.
Yeah, the three that are up hear that, and they go again, are just hang on. Fortunately, there are three that aren't exactly close to Hickson. He'd have to move, but. Speaking of Hickson, I believe it's Hickson, Hal, or Ari, whoever wants to go.
I don't know. I'm not going to get involved in the combat, but I could always just get another aspect on the board.
Yeah, there's that, and there's really nobody's paying much attention to these crates of guns.
Okay.
Get started moving the merchandise.
All right,
I mean.
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
Are they on lifters so that I can just?
I mean,
push them?
just about almost every crate in Star Wars has repulsor lift.
Yeah. Okay.
Technology. So I mean, no.
I'll keep my head down, but I'll start moving them closer to.
I say kind of a constant among sentient beings is who really wants to lift heavy crap if they don't have to.
Agreed. So
droids maybe, but
do I have to roll for this or no?
Nah, not at all. You can just start moving now. I will say this: if you're moving them towards the door, you're going to have to figure out how to open it. Sure. Somebody blasted the door control. It's fair. All right, and Hickson or Hal, who would like to go next?
Can I create an?
Yes.
I want to create an advantage for Hal with these last stormtroopers. I mean, I've basically have been just wading through them and just throwing them in different ways. So I think it's just very the menacing red eyes are still on right now, and just kind of I want to just intimidate them basically.
Okay. Sure.
And I. And that is. Well, I have overcharged motivator.
Yep.
Plus too flashy when in a social situation.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be flashy with this.
I was gonna say it's definitely flashy, but yeah, I will absolutely let that stunt come into play. So yeah.
So it's +2. So
that's a 1.
1.
Yeah.
Trying to think if I have anything else on that. I haven't used Relentlessly Chipper, but I don't think that applies here.
No.
Who's next?
Come get some.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, They look at you. They kind of get the idea, and it's not that you're not intimidating, but Jedi,
Yeah.
of the people in the room that are the most intimidating, the ancient mystic warrior from Legend with the thing that cuts
Fair enough.
through anything is more scary.
It happens.
Not that you're not. Fair enough. And I believe, yeah, that's everybody but the stormtroopers, Varn, and one of the PCs. And guess what? Varn is going to get on that conveyor belt and skedaddle. It's moving pretty fast, and he kind of just rolls onto it, kind of honestly clutching his eyes, but just, and it whisks him out of the room.
Yeah.
Probably to a furnace, but who knows?
We could only be so lucky.
We're not going to be that lucky.
Yeah, we're not
right.
usually that lucky.
No, we are not that lucky.
Who would like to? So I guess it's Hal. What you doing? There are 3 stormtroopers who are slightly demoralized that their leader isn't there, but they have orders. So
I was going to say their commander has left.
yeah, they would probably go as well, but somebody blasted the door controls.
Oh yeah, and they're locked in here with us.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hal's not super vindictive. He wouldn't just kill them.
No. I mean,
well, I guess this could be a time to try out a thing.
I mean, the dark side is very tempting, though.
Oh man. Oof.
Good use of a fate point.
Sure is. It sure is.
I mean, because
I will not be helpless.
If they not be helpless, not be caught. I mean,
yep.
They're gonna if you're nice to them, they're gonna report back.
Yeah, Tala and Wraith warned you about this.
Okay, he wades in then. Lightsaber flashing away.
Okay.
So he's probably he's been using quick because he's been dashing around.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just switches to forceful.
Okay. Fair.
Like, yep. Well, oh no, that's a 0. Or a wash. The lightsaber is a weapon 1. I don't know if that matters.
It does if you succeed, and their defense is a 1.
Got it.
So it's a push.
So yeah, well, no, he got 0. Their defense, they succeed in their defense. Basically, it's one of they scramble back.
Didn't you have an aspect on them or something from when you did your stylish defense?
I
had a boost that I gave to Wraith.
Okay.
Yeah, Wraith
I was
to take
just checking
some out. Yeah, but yeah, they and honestly, they're kind of. It just seems kind of pathetic, and you have the opportunity to finish them off, and just don't.
Yeah, I would guess. Some of it's Hal's kind of warring with himself.
Mm-hmm.
But the posture changes, and the slashes are almost disdainful towards as they're like scrambling back out of the way.
Yeah, it's just, and it's kind of the blade drops, but it's like near their torso kind of thing. It's like I didn't cut you in half on purpose, kind of thing.
Ugh.
And those stormtroopers on their turn are going to attempt to get the door control. One of them is going to attempt to get the door controls fixed, while the other 2 are creating the advantage covering fire. And they're just kind of basically firing over everybody's heads to just kind of, while the one attempts to overcome that aspect and partially succeeds. Basically, the blast doors, probably enough to squeeze through if somebody let them. Top of the round, somebody?
Yeah. No. So, am I still able to be sneaky, or they now know where I am?
Now they don't care, so they're not even. I mean, there's covering fire. That is an aspect they can use to help them defend themselves.
Okay.
And some of that covering fire, yes, is coming in your direction. Not like nearby, but I imagine.
So I guess what I'm asking is, can I roll sneaky to attack, or do I have to use careful instead?
Careful this time, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a 4. I will use. Yeah, it's not overcoming an obstacle. Yeah, so I'll use Ex Republic Commando to give that.
There still is a free tag on stuck in here because they barely got the door open. They're like basically mobbed up where the door is.
So I'll use the free tag and I'll spend a fate point because.
Oh, fair enough.
Then we'll go to 8.
Okay. And there's another -3, and I don't have fate points that I'm willing to spend on them, so that makes their defense -1. So that's 9 shifts plus your weapon of 10 shifts, which will... Yeah, basically, you see them kind of they basically back the hell away from you, Hal, and they're kind of getting the door. One of them is like struggling with to put the controls together. The doors open up, and they're starting to back towards them, and then one of them at the door just, and the other one just falls the other way, and the poor guy at the door is like, no, and they are done.
Is that everyone?
Now we come out of combat.
Well,
and it's 3:15, so we should probably also come.
It's probably kind of come done with next week. We'll return with probably some guns. Yeah, basically with no one else in the room. What are you doing with our basilisk friend, who is basically unconscious? Just thumping her over a crate and taking her with, or
seems like she's in need of medical assistance. Yes.
I mean, we got to make sure she doesn't talk, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, she's going to wake up on Hickson's medical table. Perfect.
I think that'd be a great way to intimidate her.
And carbonite for our new table.
Fair enough. So yeah, we will see you guys next week when we find out what the fallout is of this shenanigan. Anyway, it has been a fantastic pleasure to run this game for y'all and for everyone watching. And again, the ACLU Roll for Change is taking donations to help that organization out, and we will see you another week. I have been Commander Pulsar, your GM for today. You can find me at Commander Pulsar on Twitter and Twitch. And I guess next Friday, I'm going to be back here on Roll for Change at 9 p.m. for more Dresden Files, where I get to be in the hot seat with shenanigans that are happening to me instead of by me. And then, other than that, you'll see me here. So I guess we'll go back around the room and start with Hickson. And where can we find you on the internet and all that other good stuff?
Hey everybody, I'm Taryn. You can find me on the Twitters at TarzanNoZ, and currently have been playing through periodically a small campaign of Mothership over on Kyle Maxwell's channel, aka Techno Scald. It's been a lot of fun. We aren't finishing it up for a couple of weeks, but watch the socials for that. Tomorrow, over on twitch.tv/Corey Hickson, we are, and no relation to Hickson character, but we are going to be starting a new campaign of Burning Wheel.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing some world building, some character building. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. but yeah, so come hang out with us then, and then you can always find me here playing the Relentlessly Chipper.
Yeah. Fair enough. Hal?
Hi, I'm Zach. You can find me on Twitter at Sir Gorals. You can also find me here on Fridays for Friday Night Fate, where I play someone else who has cool magic powers. And less of a temper? Question mark. Depending on the situation. Yeah, that's all I've got right now.
All right.
I am Zuri. Otherwise, you can call me Spooky. I am a Twitch creative streamer. I stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights at Spookerific. We were doing inks and watercolors this weekend, and I have to do some work on a painted mask. So yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Neat. Okay. Go up to Turk. Tell us
Everyone, I'm Jake Friday. You can find me on Twitter at Jake Friday. And Mondays, 7 p.m. Pacific time, I run a Descent into Avernus game on twitch.tv/Venture Ventures, where one of them is getting harried by infernal telemarketers constantly. So that's real fun for me to do. But yeah.
Fantastic. And Wraith.
Hello, yes, I'm Adam. You can find me on the internet at Adam_J_Pearson. And you can also find me here Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the correct time zone, playing Dresden Files with my lovable cast of characters who are all disasters.
Resemble that remark. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank Danielle for running tech today. But our good friend and Imperial engineer Talavale.
Hi everyone, I'm Danielle at Racontor on Twitter. You can follow me there, or on Instagram at TheLeolata, where I tweet about all kinds of nerd things, books, TV, movies, cosplay, etc., etc., etc. Also games. You can catch me in the aforementioned Dresden Files game on Fridays, where I play my favorite disaster wizard. You can also catch me later tonight at 8 p.m. on @OtherDoc's channel, where I play in Edge of Paradox, an Invisible Sun game, as a weaver who likes fire a lot. I know, right?
You're getting typecast. You're getting
Never
typecast.
would have guessed. I mean, she also has a really bad habit of like forcing things that are not real to become real, including in her own head. So, very interesting, fun game. You should come join us 8 p.m. tonight. And yeah, that's it.
Very cool. And Nick would want me to mention the Masks game that is an every other week mask game. So it's not tonight, but it is going to be next Saturday. So we'll mention it again next week. But that is a thing on Roll for Change as well. And again, guys, have a wonderful weekend. And we will see you next week in Cloud City for more Star Wars Vagabonds. Bye, everybody.